Well, it's time for the round 8 washout round of the Newcastle Rugby League, and I thought we'd have a chat this week to the CEO of the Newcastle Rugby League for a bit of a mid-season preview. Matt Harris, how are you, Matt?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Good, mate. Country champions in 2016, how good's that?
Yeah, it's been a few years, and good for us to get a result. We've needed a couple of things to go away this year, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, never looked like. Well, they had a bit of a scare in that second half, but apart from that, they really went on with it, didn't they? Yeah,
it's been a strong squad. It probably losing last year when we did put us back to the round 1 games, and probably helped us this year. It allowed the team to have another game under their belt, a bit of teamwork, and I think that showed, particularly against last week and again against Canberra, the game before that.
Yeah, good on everybody. Maybe a bit of local news this week as well, with Chris Adams joining the fray here at the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity again for Chris, and look, I've been around player and in this role for a while in Newcastle Rugby League, and he'd be up there with probably the best I've seen at this level, and a guy that I know that the fellas from Lakes and from Newcastle love playing football with, and that's usually an incredible sign of what type of footballer someone is. And to see him get another chance, he should have been in there longer and played some more games, but you have to have a bit of luck and the right people on your side, and hopefully he can get a few more games under his belt at the top level. So it's great for him, and it's good for our code as well, our competition.
Mate, as I was going to say, it's buzzing at the moment, isn't it? And of course, Chris Hyde from the Macquarie Scorpions, he's also on the rookie program, so it doesn't get much better than that as far as publicity goes for our local comp.
Yeah, we're getting some great exposure. I know that Chris is, and look, he's playing great football too. And, another fantastic footballer at our level, and mate, the more exposure we can get for the right reasons, the better it is.
Fantastic. Well, we're midway through the season. A few weeks ago we had the Mark Hughes beanie round. What was your feedback from that round?
Yeah, again, it was great over the couple of weeks, and I know that all the 8 clubs have really supported Mark and his foundation as best as we can. Again, this year they ran out of beanies. It's been such the exposure and popularity and support that Mark and his foundation's got, particularly over the last 6 or so months with Chief, and again we saw Mad Dog McDougall on the weekend contribute $100,000. It's been a fantastic year, and I keep saying this, that we're privileged to be involved with Mark and the work that he does, and just the guy that he is mate, he deserves every cent that he can get and all the luck that can go his way, and the more that people can contribute, the better cause and the better results that they'll have. So it's great. And look, what we do as a league and clubs is pretty small compared to some of the other support, but every little bit does help, and I know that Mark and his crew really do appreciate it.
Here locally, we're counting down to the final series. Just talk to us about the grand final. We're definitely locked in for Hunter Stadium.
Yeah, locked in again. We confirmed that pretty early on in the season, and it was a success. And I know that we talked about this at the start of the year, and the players, the spectators, and the support staff all really enjoyed the venue in there, and we think we'll tinker with it a little bit, but primarily it'll be pretty similar. I know the players love playing at that venue, and we hope to improve some things that we did last year, but definitely on there.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we got there, 8,000 there last year. It was a pretty gloomy start to the day, so let's hope for a bit of sunshine. We might crack 10,000.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It'd be fantastic,
would be great.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, well, let's get into the preview of the round. Cessnock play Central. How do you think this one will go?
Cessnock have been under the radar a little bit. I think that they've probably exceeded expectations. I'm sure not their own, but they weren't spoken about much at the start of the season, and they've had some impressive performances. Central's been disappointing. I'd expect at home that Cessnock will be far too strong. And
of course, Rowan Kelly, it's his last year at Central. What has he done for the Newcastle Rugby League competition? Yeah,
look, he's also involved in our competition committee, so he contributes to the game as a whole. And one thing I do respect and appreciate from Rowan, and there's a couple other guys involved as well, is they don't just focus on their own team, and they look at the game as a whole and what improvements can be made. So his contribution is more than what he's just done at Central. It flows into the game itself.
In the other clash, Curry taking on last year's premiers, Lakes United. Lakes without Chrissy Adams.
Yeah, look, I know they had a draw in the first round. They've had a big win last week, Curry, so they'll be coming in with a bit of form. And look, losing a player of Chris's standard and ability is probably like North Queensland losing Thurston. So look, they're a good side. They've got some depth at Lakes, but it brings them really back to the field, losing Chris.
Definitely does. Macquarie up against Maitland. Macquarie hitting their straps.
Yeah, well, they're undefeated, I think, since round 2.
That's tight again. Goes himself. Can he get there? Yes, he can. With Josh Schmidl back to Hyde. Offload to the Gallen. Here they go. Straight through the middle. Support left and right. They kick. They chase. They'll regather. They'll score. What a try. Matt Simon. He's under the post.
Oh, what ridiculous rugby league that is. Absolutely ridiculous.
I think they've probably jumped to favouritism, I would say, for the competition, and they're going to be tough to topple.
Under new coach Adam Betteridge doing some great things out there.
Yeah, he's another one that contributes to the game enormously, and the work that the Macquarie Club are doing with their affiliates, with their junior clubs and second division clubs is fantastic, and it's what we need to encourage through all our district clubs. And yeah, the work out there is great, and I think that they're getting some benefits off the field that are pushing across onto the field as well. So the club's in a healthy state.
In our last game of the round, Souths take on Western Suburbs.
Yeah, West. I think it's 3 from the last 4 that they've lost, and a bit of a mid-season slump. But they're a good side, and they've got a couple of guys out, and it was in the paper.
It just
the other
seems
day
like they go through that this time last year. They went through a little bit of a slump, but they regrouped well.
Yeah, they did. They're a good side.
Doesn't matter
and,
what.
The expectations on West are always high, and that adds some pressure, and it's difficult for any team in any competition, in any sport, to maintain the highest level for the whole year, and teams will go through their ups and downs, and West probably are not at where they want to be at the moment, but I'm sure they'll turn that around.
It's funny, we speak about the NRL players this week going back into the Newcastle Rugby League. Of course, Western Suburbs had the reverse effect, with Redmond and Brad Tye coming from the Titans back into Western Suburbs Rugby League.
Yeah, and there's clubs that get that benefit from every now and then, year to year. And look, I think some of the players that do come back, and I know this from my playing days as well, when we got some guys that come back, and I don't think they know exactly what to expect. It's a high standard of footy, and I think that there is an expectation that they'll come back in and they'll be well beaters, and they take a little bit of time to find their feet, and there's some that do it quicker and easier than others, and but they're quality players again, and I know that Redmond's got an injury, but might be out for a little while, but definitely Brad Tye, I'm sure when it counts, he'll be very important to that club.
Well, Matt, I know you've been a keen supporter of this little segment, and I know you've been watching week in, week out. We have a segment, everybody knows about it. I think you also know about it. What grinds your gears? In other words, what gets up your nose, mate? What gets up Matt Harris's nose? What grinds your gears?
Well, look, I'll keep it involved with my job, but probably one of the things that frustrates me is people that have the criticisms but don't have solutions. So it is something that really annoys me. It's people that are very quick to say you can't do it, but haven't got some options or some solutions. So it does annoy me that.
That's what gets up your nose?
It does, definitely does.
Fantastic, mate. Everything going along perfectly for you? What should we know about? Anything coming up we should...
Look, it's obviously on the field is going really well. We have a competitive season again, and I think the top teams are starting to show their strength. Look, there's a lot to do off the field. We spoke about this when we had a chat at the start of the year, that the game of rugby league needs to move forward, needs to change, and that's at a lot of levels, not just at the NRL, but definitely down at Newcastle Rugby League level. We're working through that. We've got some meetings to come up, and we're looking at restructures and what we need to do to make sure that we continue to be a force, and not just at the district level, at junior level. We make sure that we get as many people involved in the game at all different levels. And there's some hard work, and there's some hard decisions, and there's some changes that must happen. It's difficult because we have 100 years of history, and any change is going to have its resistance, and we're seeing that at the moment. But hopefully we'll work through that, and we'll put in place some changes and some structures and governance that will improve our game. So not too much more I can add to that, but hopefully we'll be able to roll out some information about where we're heading over the next few years.
Stay tuned to this spot.
That's it.
Mate, just one question, I guess, without notice, and it's probably an easy one. We go around to the clubs each week, A lot of the clubs ask, how do the live streams get selected? Are you able to tell everybody how the live stream goes?
Yeah, what we did for the first half of the year, or around about half, is try to share it around through our club. So we did sit down with the guys from Bar TV earlier in the year before the season kicked off, and we had a look at when the games were, where they were at, if there were any specific events that were on those days, and we did allocate games at the majority of the clubs so that they all got at least one game within that first round. Leading into the second half of the year, we then look at what we see as being the key match of the round, and that's, as we know, and what we watch at Channel 9 and on Fox, that's not a perfect art. Right. But we'll look over the next month or so leading into the semis what we think's the key game, and we'll nominate that. But definitely to start the season, it's about spreading it around,
sharing the love.
Yeah, and allowing. And you guys are doing a fantastic job with getting some exposure and getting it out to the wide world that we have out there through this media, to be able to get clubs to have a chat about what they're doing, about whether it's a player perspective or whether it's their sponsors or other events that they're doing, and it's important that we share that around.
The Centurions.
The Centurions. The live stream on Bar TV Sports on Sundays, the Cessnock Goannas taking on the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys. I'm with a few of the Cessnock Goanna boys tonight. How are we all?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
Yeah,
mate,
good to be.
Fresh.
Good stuff. It's fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not fresh.
Cessnock.
First live stream match on Sunday. You're pumped?
Yeah, no, it should be a good day. Should be a good turnout. Should be able to get the crowd in here, so should be good.
Maybe a little bit warmer on Sunday?
Any luck, can't be this cold, surely.
Get the sun out, surely.
Yeah. You think of all the money they put into this ground, they'd whack a heater in.
I reckon. Look how lush the grass is. Who's the curator around here?
That'd be Dave Woodbury, I think.
Yeah.
Spill
Cuts
water.
the grass well.
Everyone's grass, I think, would he?
You spill a water bottle on it and games are shut off for the weekend. You're not allowed to touch it if it's even a drip wet.
Can you believe we're midway through the season?
It's gone quick, this 2016 season. It's been a few tough games in there, but looking forward to the back end of the season and see what we can string together.
Playing Central, as we just mentioned, how do you beat them? By scoring points, obviously.
Yeah, obviously score more points than them, but they got some big forwards up the middle, so we've just got to try and control them and slow them down, take them out the game, and I think we've got a good forward pack that can match it with them, and got the good back that can go around them too. So,
how's training been this week?
Yeah, it's been a bit tough. We thought we were going to be in for a cruisy one on Tuesday because we got the 2 points, but we got a little bit of a touch-up, so it was good to get the cobwebs out.
Okay, who could we look out for? You know, we get a lot of people watching interstate now, and they don't know too much about the Newcastle Rugby League. A few guys that we should be watching, and all you guys, no doubt. Huh?
Yeah. I guess the main boys for the guys we've got to watch out for would be your Riley Browns, and they got a good forward pack with Kelly and Wilson's up front. So I think if we can shut them down and put plenty of pressure on Riley Brown and slow it down, I think we could go a long way to getting the 2 points.
This ground, I mean, you know, you always get a good support, don't you? As you know, the Cessnock faithful, they always come out and support the local side, which must be a great feeling running out here knowing that, you know, your family are here, your mates are here, and everyone that supported you know, in your rugby league career are here to support you.
Yeah, it's good to come out here and see a full hill over here. Cop a bit of abuse sometimes, but yeah, from the other boys. But
I think we cop it worse, the local players, than what the away teams do. We're standing there and we're copping abuse for something, especially me being a winger. I'm getting shit thrown at me all day, and the other wingers giggling at me about it, and it's just it doesn't work out. They're meant to have our backs, not be on them.
You get all the boys that have played earlier in the morning from the club, and they're all over on the hill, bloody on the piss, and they're India all game. So it's good.
Tell us, what do they actually scream out to you? You're a winger.
Your mum's your dad.
Yeah?
I don't
That's just one of them?
I don't know if some of that stuff's allowed on Bar TV, but
Leave that for a later date, I think.
yeah.
All right, give me the top three. What do you reckon? So that's the one of them?
Your mum's your dad.
Yeah.
Definitely Orchard's ugly. That's
Yeah.
another one they yell out.
Do something. Oh, I'm sick of do something. Do something. You want to take your jersey off and hand it to them. But
In other words, if you can do better, come out here.
yeah, they're sitting there throwing blue tins at you while you're trying to actually do your job. It's and then you come off the field and they pretend like they never said anything mean to you. Like, they don't realise we've got feelings out there. Like,
You're not robots.
no, we're not robots. We're out there. We're human.
Oh, there you go. Fantastic. All right, well, thanks for inviting Bar TV up here tonight. It's your night off.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming out here and freezing in the midnight air.
It's awesome.
And hopefully go well on Sunday and catch the replay later that night.
Yep.
Got any tips for the commentators?
Watch out for that number 5 for Cessnock.
Yeah.
Pay attention to him, he goes hard.
Actually, a few of the players from Blake's are actually doing what they call a Morgan Campbell. You know, Morgan does a few other games and a few others do a jolly. Have you got a Morgan or a jolly?
Oh, I don't have one. Reedy
I
might.
don't know. I think Cal's he's a team
commentator of the
commentator, so I
team?
reckon he'd probably have. He'd
Go
probably have,
live.
He'd have a few live streams
All right,
for the
20
for the
seconds to go.
goalies.
It's 16 all on Sunday. Paint the picture for us. Will the winger score the match winner?
Cessnock's got the penalty, 20 out. Cal Orchard's got wide space outside. Liam Foran screaming back on the left side, but everyone's stacked out there already. Next minute, Marv Filippo gets the ball low. He chips the ball straight across to Orchard. Orchard picks it straight up off the ground and he takes it straight under the post. Oh, you wouldn't see it.
And there you go. We've set the scene. That's how it's going to work. All right then. Well, all the best. We'll see you Sunday.
Jersey, thanks, mate.
Pharmacy, Brendan Williams.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome along to the Cessnock Sports Ground for today's clash between the Cessnock Goannas hosting the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys. As you can see from that shot, it's an absolute pitcher, a perler of a day up here at Cessnock. We just checked the bureau a few moments ago. We're sitting on 15 degrees, so ideal playing conditions for both of these sides as they come out onto the park in a few minutes' time. For the first time in 2016, let's go down to the touchline for Benedict Recycling. It's a very warm afternoon to Josh Nielsen. How are you today, Josh?
Yeah, good, Pete, mate. Very good, mate. Perfect conditions down here, like you said. Balmy little 15 degrees, cool, little breeze, and the track is firm, mate. There's going to be a lot of quick footy, mate. Good day for the quick blokes.
Mate, you've been downstairs, you've been in the tunnels. What are you expecting from both coaches?
Do you know what, mate? It's a funny one. The boys lined up against each other last week and had a good chance to feel each other out. Yeah, I think, mate, we had a good bit to work on last week, so the boys will, hopefully come out and improve on what we got wrong last week. And mate, the crowd is on good form today too. There's plenty of sprays going on in the reserve grade game, so yeah, mate, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be good.
Okay, we'll come down to you regularly throughout the match. Josh Nelson on the sideline, thanks to Benedict Waste Recycling. Up in the corporate box here, we're in the warm comfort of the Cessnock outside broadcast box. We're getting a little bit of the air conditioner through the door. The Rebels coach of 2016, the winning Rebels coach. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Todd Edwards.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks for the introduction, mate. Yeah, downtown sunny Goannaland, mate. You can't beat it. I wish it was a Saturday, but Sunday will do.
Mate, what are you expecting from both of these sides this afternoon?
Yeah, probably Central haven't got a great deal to lose, mate. The expectations are for Cessnock to probably, as they done last week, strange format, playing 2 games in 2 weeks against the same opposition. So, fair bit of pressure on our blokes, Cessnock. So, but yeah, I thought the Central recruited really well, but they've still got some fire in there to do some good things today, I think.
Let's go back down to the touchline. Josh, as Liam Foran brings out the Cessnock Goannas in front of their faithful crowd. Not a bad crowd building here for the 3 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, mate, nice crowd. And just looking at the goalies coming out now, Foran's on the way. They've got a classy side, the goalies, mate. Big Corey Barber on the edges there. I think he might be playing in the middle today. Big side, tough in the middle. Obviously, got the Metcalfs just running amok. So the boys are going to have their work cut out for them today. But, fingers crossed they can stick it to them early and see how we go.
Josh, there's a stiff breeze coming across the ground. Which side, who will it favour in the first half, mate?
Mate, Foreign's got a really, really good kick on him, mate. I'd say they might try and go with it in the first half, try and take that advantage early, but we'll wait and see, mate. See who wins the toss and see what happens here. But, yeah, I'd say if we get it, we might try and run with it in the first half.
Okay, Josh Nelson on the sideline. Todd Edwards up in the commentary box. We're just looking at the pictures now. There's Rowan Kelly. What a stalwart he's been for the game of Newcastle Rugby League, Todd.
Yeah, been a real stalwart, Rowan. Started as a kid, I think, through the Knights. Was a Central Junior, I believe.
Absolutely.
He's been great for our club. Won a comp in 09, but rather forget. But he's been good, mate. Playing good footy too. Moving on to next year. I don't know if he's playing or not. I think he's retiring, Josh.
Yeah, he's hanging him up, mate. He's hanging him up.
Yeah.
It's weird, in his mid-20s. It's weird that he's hanging him up. But when you know, you know.
He's been asleep for a while.
Well, both of these sides, they only played each other last week. And Cessnock, too good on that occasion by 30 points to 16. Let's go around the commentary box, back down to Josh. Mate, you can't go past Central, no doubt.
Mate, I've got to pick the Butchers here. We're due. We're well and truly due. And, mate, like you say, we had a chance to feel them out last week. Got a few things wrong. The boys did a good bit of hard work this week. And, mate, I think we'll come up with the chockies today.
Todd, which way are you leaning?
Goey's, mate. Goey's in a tight one, mate.
Cheers, Todd.
Tough at home, mate.
And, of course, our broadcast partner in 2016. These telecasts couldn't be achieved without topbetter.com.au. And also Cornelia's Crump, the most exotic drink in the Hunter. So we're about set. First grade, Cessnock. And Central Newcastle. And there's the kickoff. It'll be the Butcher Boys running left to right on the screen. And taking it forward for the first hit up is Terry Collins. And he's going to be dropped down right on his own 20-metre line. So let's see how far they can come in the first set of 6 here on opposition soil. A lot of changes to the Central squad for today's clash. They're without Ethan Cook, Bamblett. So a lot of strike power up front, evaporated. But Rowan Kelly, he believes they can put it to the Goannas here today on Goanna soil. That's the 4th tackle. That's Logan Harris in a dummy half. Will he kick? No, he showed the kick. Now they bang it downfield. That's War Boys. And the kick's gone out on the full. Let's go touchline. Not the best start here for the Butcher Boys, Josh.
Not a great start there. Good, couple of good carries there. And young Aussie War Boys on debut today. Brother of Jordan War Boys. Just, a little bit heavy on that one. Put it out on the full. But, mate, he's a very handy player. He's only a young fella too. So, look for him to get a few touches. Build a bit of confidence.
This kid, Josh, played 18, didn't he, for the Rebels? Is that right?
He did, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, he did. He's a very handy player, mate. He's Geordie's brother. Geordie War Boys' brother.
Mate, it's a big ass to come here today, make your debut, I'll tell you.
Definitely, mate.
Tough boy.
Mate, in at the deep end. It's good. I back him, mate. He's a very good player. Good bloke too.
Josh Nelson and Todd Edwards in our broadcast box. Of course, Josh down on the touchline. Won't miss a beat.
Finger on the pulse.
The Goannas. Going forward, this is Metcalf. One of 2 New Zealanders in the squad. Back through the middle again. This is Halad. Spent a bit of time, I believe, with the Penrith Panthers a few years back before going over to the UK.
Yeah, played with Castleford, I think. Or Bradford or Castleford in the UK, yes.
Did he have a spell at Gateshead Thunder as well?
I think he did, yeah. I think there was a couple of feeders, mate. Yeah. There was a deal done with Penrith, and that's where he went, mate. Yeah.
A couple of years at the Thunder as well.
Matt Elliott. Matt Elliott was all done through Matt Elliott.
They're coming through, but the kick had too much weight on it. So back out to the 20.
I just got to ask Josh down on the sideline there, Pete. Is Big Jerome Wilson the biggest human in Australia? He is a monster.
He's got legs, honestly. They are that big. And he wears the smallest shorts.
He's got his little brother's shorts on. He is a big human, mate.
He's huge. He's absolutely huge.
He's got some footy in him too.
He does, mate. He's got a nice set of hands on him. Good bloke too. Big gentle giant.
Lost it there in the play to ball. No, says referee Tommy Aylett. It was helped out. So the first penalty in this match, right on the Butcher Boys 40-metre line. So look out here, Josh. This ball is going to go straight towards you, mate.
Check. Get out. There it is.
Did well to duck and dive. So opportunity now for the away side. Travelled up here this morning. They're primed. They're prepped. A few changes. Let's see how they go. Up against the
Goannas, who are currently sitting on 5th spot of the competition ladder. That's Wilson cutting out one to find Brown. Now to Kelly.
Good carry, great carry.
And the captain and the coach on his opposition's 20.
Getting up pretty slow.
Back there now to Jerome Wilson. He gets the legs pumping and takes Apthorpe on the back of him for a ride. They can't put him on the ground. 2 metres out from the Cessnock goal line. Back to Harris. He finds Warboys. Ball's on the ground. Who wants to scoop on it?
Knock on, I think. Central knock on.
Let's go back down to the touchline for Benedict Waste Recycling. Here's Josh Nelson.
Yeah, mate, I was actually just going to ask you, do you mind getting a jumper or something down here for me? It's absolutely freezing in the shade here. It's very, very cold. If we can get a jumper or you know, a blanket or something brought down for me, it's very, very cool down here.
How did you get the sideline gig? We're up here, 26 degrees.
You just asked me to come down here.
Todd Edwards is in shorts and thongs, middle of winter.
G-string.
Couple of cans of lemonade.
It's a great credit to Central for putting young Isaac Warboys in today. It's great to see young kids, especially 18-year-old. I've watched a little bit of this boy, and Kitty had him at the Newcastle Rebels, and mate, he looks okay. He's very much like his brother, but mate, an 18-year-old kid to play at this level, it's a real credit to him.
Like you say, mate, coming up to Cessnock, not an easy place to come, and I think he's got one of the Metcalfs on his edge too, so you'll know he's played a game of footy today, but no, he's good, mate. Like you say, he's a very good young player, and this will do him a world of good.
So Cessnock here, coming outside their own 10-metre zone. They're not allowing Orchard to go beyond the 20 here. So great defence coming out.
Lost their numbers there.
2-on-1 there.
Riley Brown in the tackle. This will be the 4th. They run straight and hard into Harris and also Bernstrom. Played a bit of footy with the Roosters as well. Now back to Metcalf. That's the halfway line. That is the last tackle. They'll need to kick. Stevens. Not the best kick you'll ever put in. Will they kick it ahead? That's exactly what they do. Thought for a moment we're watching a little bit of A-League there as we see the 4 coming away with it through Brad Calder.
Just on Sammy Bernstrom, Pete, I believe last year, and I might be wrong, the year before he played rugby union in France professionally. A very big human, as you can see. I spoke to Rip Taylor about him because we looked at him at the rep side, mate, and he's was in the Knights New South Wales Cup, and mate, he's a very good player. Rip had massive raps on him, so one to watch, the 13 for Central.
Jeez, that'd be a tough life too, a bit of professional rugby union in France.
Yeah, tough gig.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
So Harris sends it back to the left. Brown putting in the kick downfield. Van Dyke, will he see this go dead?
Too deep.
It does. The win, of course, behind the Butcher Boys in the first half here. Get involved if you haven't already through our broadcast partner, topbetter.com.au. Cornelia's Crump, the most exotic drink in town. I know you've had a few of them, Mr. Nelson. And also...
Just a couple, responsibly.
Benedict Waste Recycling. If you've got any junk throughout the week, get in touch with Benedict Waste Recycling. A little knock on there, Josh, down on the touchline. Yeah. Thanks to Benedict Waste Recycling.
A few high fives and bum taps going on too. Nice, I think, big Terry Collins there for Sierra. That's good for the boys, much needed.
And Todd, while we've got you up here, mate, congratulations getting the Rebels home in 2016. Great job, mate.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to coach a group like that, Pete. Against Illawarra, we were red-hot favourites, as we all know, and to go down to Camden and knock them over was just tremendous, mate.
That's Warboys giving it back on the inside to Cameron Anderson. Harris looks left, finds Wilson.
Nice
Good
twos.
offload in him, doesn't he? That's Terry Collins in 16. They work the eastern side again. Brown sending it wider. The 3 is with it, which is Dale Clackety. He knows how to beat tackles. Demonstrated right there. The crowd telling the Goannas to put them on the ground. Brown back there now to Terry Collins. They're getting closer. Harris. Warboys kicking. Cleaned up there, of course, by Cameron Anderson here. That's the 4th tackle. Back to Wilson. Now He's just going to roll it straight and hard towards the goal line. Can he
through.
go over? He can. First try to the Butcher boys. They lead 4-0. Let's go touchline. Josh Nelson.
Jeez, I thought he might have taken the wrong option there, the big fella having the scoot. But like I thought he was saying, he's absolutely massive and he's just sort of ploughed through there. Kept those big legs and those tiny shorts pumping. He's got through.
Very soft. Big Daniel Smiles, the coach, says I'll be very disappointed there. No one got in front of the big unit. Very big man, but as Joshy has said, very, very small girth shorts he's got on. But, yeah, very hard to handle, the big man, and close to the line. Probably unexpected to run the ball. And Cessnock boys didn't get in front of the big fella, and over he goes.
Too big, too strong.
Mate, that happened right in front of you, Josh. Look at this on the replay. We've got your monitor down there set up. Just take a look at this big prop. Barnstormed his way over, and there was no chance for Mendai at the back to bring him down, all 150 kilos.
Like Todd was saying, they'd probably be very disappointed with that. That was surprisingly soft, but you look for a reaction this set now. I would say there'll be a bit of sting in the D now.
So Harris, 12 in from the western touchline. Kicking towards the southern end. Can he bring it back around?
Not quite.
So no change on the Benedict Race Recycling scoreboard. We've had 10 minutes. Central leading by 4 points to 0. Look at that glorious day up here in Cessnock, Todd.
God's country, mate. God's country up here, Pete. Yeah, it's. I know the boys not big fans of Sunday games. I know Saturday's very popular here in the Coalfields, Maitland, Cessnock and Curry. So a little bit out of our left field this one.
So Central, of course, they've only won one competition game in 2016. Come away with one draw, lost plenty, lost 7, sitting on 3 competition points. They've averaged 14 points per game in attack, and they've let in a mammoth 25 points on average against them. But so far, so good here up here. That is the man we've been speaking of. The backyard toilet block, one might say. Jerome Wilson. He's built like one of them. My old grandparents' shed looked like similar to that.
Oh, yeah, I coached his brother, Wendell, and Wendell as well. I think he's a brother as well as Cruiser, and mate, Big Jerome's the biggest of the 3.
Absolutely. I'd say there'd be some good scraps at the dinner table with those boys. Oh, yeah.
Imagine
the food bill. Imagine the food bill in the Wilson
Watch
house.
your fingers.
Good kick in between the fullback and the winger. Orchard.
Good kick chase. Very good kick chase from the boys there.
It was a good line. You know, our blokes have got to really pick it up. You know, the attitude's poor. The body language is poor.
It's the Sunday games, mate. They hate Sundays.
But, mate, Central's got all at the moment. Momentum's of Central. They're as you said, Josh, the big kick chase, their body language is strong. It's place 3 and we really haven't moved. So we've got to pull our finger out the black mob.
So the go is here, trying to go through the middle. That's Chris Pine. He's the comeback king, Chris Pine. He's probably close to being like Johnny Farnham. You know, he's always retiring, but he's always coming back the year after, which is great to see.
Yeah, back from body sculpting, Chris.
That's Anderson underneath that one. Fires it away to Tim Penny. He's fast, he's electric. He loves open space there, fullback. Can't get into the clear on that occasion. Right on his own 30-metre line. They go short again. This is Dale Clackerty, the centre 3/4.
Yeah, Clackers is back in the comp. I think he was up North Coast, I think. He's a school teacher.
Maybe. Yeah, he's teaching up at Turry, so he only gets sort of one session in a week with us, but he's a handy player. I know, like, sort of he come through the Knights junior system, and mate, he's big, rangy centre. Great skill set on him, very athletic, and yeah, mate, we're pretty surprised to get him this year. I mean, he travels a lot, and he's very, very good to have on the edge, mate. He offers you a lot.
Yeah, I know he played rep footy last year.
So Brown goes high to the air.
2 deep.
And Mendai at the back diffuses the situation quite brilliantly in the end.
Yeah, this kid, Brady Mendyke, he's played a lot of lower grades here at Cessnock, but this year he's come into first grade, as we see. The crowd's gone mad down here.
Absolutely berserk.
Looks like Tim Penny is in all sorts of trouble back on his own 30-metre line here, Josh.
He gets clobbered, Timmy, when he runs the ball back. He's about 65 kilos ringing wet, and he comes back like he's Carmichael Hunt. Like he does cop one more or less once a week. He gets absolutely belted. So, yeah, look to see Timmy laying on the ground.
Josh, keep an eye out on Penny. If there's any drama, make sure you get in there and give us the first, mate. You're right near the bench.
Hot scoop, Tim Penny.
Scoop
Injured.
Nelson. That's what we'll call you throughout the match.
The young Danny Widler.
Yeah.
Exclusives.
First on Bar TV Sports. Speaking of exclusives, we've already had one throughout the week with Chris Adams. Chris Adams, of course, being called up to play in the New South Wales Cup squad today against the Bulldogs for the Knights. As we see Foran breaking free of tackles.
Little mismatch there with Jerome.
Yeah, just got him with feet, mate. You're just on Chris. It's just great reward for Chris for the season he's had so far. Josh, sorry, Pete, after the slow start of the year, but his last 8 weeks has been outstanding, man. Especially the 3 games from the Rebels. He was tremendous, and it's good, great reward.
Mate, correct me if I'm wrong, but early 2000s, you brought him here to Cessnock from the Wyong club, didn't you?
Yeah, we identified him, mate. He playing behind a pretty handy 9 down there in Mitch Williams. Chris was playing lock at the time, and we got mail that he was a 9, so we got him up and we done some work, and mate, I sort of pushed him towards the time Brian Smith was here, and then Rick Stone. So mate, he played the rest of the time at the Knights, and mate, I don't know, for some reason Wayne didn't have much of an opinion of him. I don't know why.
Big tackle. Geez, good defence there from the centre there for Cessnock.
Great defender, Brendan Williams. Great defender, front on.
And he's going for the offside, I think, with the offload there too. That was not great. That was not great.
Yeah, so stay with us at half time. We have a chat to Chris Adams, and we go downstairs and talk to the Cessnock Old Boys about the proud history of the club over so many years. So it's their chance now. The locals, that's Corey Barber. Went with Al Lantry, didn't he, across to the UK a few years ago?
Yeah.
Lee East, they playing down in Lee, or
yeah, they play with
like
the
Lee Miners.
That'll do. Something like that.
Do. We'll say that.
That's a lad. Still going.
Down near Hull, I think it is, down that way.
A few of these players have had great overseas experience, just like the man that was going to get the ball in for him. But here's a chance. Metcalf, he's too strong.
Too strong.
First try to the go-winners. We've got a ball game. It's 4-all. Let's go touchline. Josh Nelson.
Yeah, mate. Metcalf close to the line. He's a handful anywhere on the field, let alone that close to the try line. So didn't help ourselves out at all there with the silly pass off the scrum. And giving them, opportunities in good ball, mate, you're probably going to get punished.
Yeah, play one, off a scrum, 100%. Play one, dish it over and play one. You usually get hurt at this level, and that's what happened there. Brett Stevens just came out of dummy half, created a little bit of doubt, and as Josh has said, you give early ball to Daniel, one-on-one, you're not going to stop him that close.
Well, this is it on the replay here. It's running forward through Halad. And then this is where it was set up. Stevens in a dummy half. Went himself, cut out Foran, and who was there? Metcalf next to the post. So they've been able to strike back. So Brent Mendai now with the chance to take the home side to the front for the first time in this match. Get in contact with us if you've got a question for Josh or Todd at Bar TV Sports on Twitter, and we'll get to your tweets as soon as possible. Oh, he's hit the post. He's hit the post. Can you believe it, Josh?
Flush. Absolutely flush. The post is still rattling.
Yeah.
He's absolutely belted that.
Probably should have hit it a bit harder, Josh.
Oh, that was unbelievable. Jeez, I hope we win by 2 points, though.
Whoever's put these goal posts up, we know the screws are tight.
Didn't he give it
They're a bit looser now. He absolutely belted that.
So we're back here, Sunday afternoon football on the home of Newcastle Rugby League. Bar TV Sports. That's Cal Orchard, one of the locals. He's been here since the beginning.
Yeah, local junior come through the system here, and Cessnock,
good offload.
great player.
Featured midweek when we came up here to go in as training. So you just sense here they're getting a bit of a roll forward.
Yeah, coming forward now, a bit of space there.
That's Pine in trouble. Identified it and flicked it out the back to Mandike.
I think there's been an adjustment in attitude out there, Pete. I think that our blokes are going through the motions, and they've upped the ante a little bit now with a bit of footy, so let's hope we can get off the back of it.
So Halad, Wilson slowing him down.
Jeez, they're lucky not to give away a penalty there.
Now to Corey Barber. Away it comes through the middle of the field, so they're inching their way closer to the goal line, but it's the last tackle here. What's their option? Look for the kick. There it goes. Where's Tim Penny? His positional play has been outstanding this year for the Butcher Boys, as demonstrated right there, Josh.
Yeah, mate, Timmy's he's a veteran. He's been around the traps long enough. Obviously, Joel, his younger brother, he'll hate me saying that, but he's good pedigree there. The Penny brothers, and yeah, Timmy's a gun, mate. He's like you say, he's been around for long enough. He knows the game, and he knows his job, and he does it incredibly well. Good to have around the club too. He's actually hilarious. He's one of the funniest blokes. Besides myself, probably one of the funniest blokes at the footy club.
Oh, nice one.
When you can take the plug, you take it. Wilson, there's space out here. McKendry.
Oh,
look for the pass there, big Tiz.
Decided to go himself. Last tackle here. Inside the 40. Straight to Pine. Takes it well on his 20.
Probably not a bloke you want to be kicking straight to.
No, not the long side.
A nice tackle. So here they come, the go-inners. They come the commentary edge. This is where they're dangerous. This is where they love to scoot at every opportunity. But Calder reads the attack quite well there. Now to Brent Mandai again.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, Toddy. There's been a few words said, mate. There are a lot of purpose in what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, mate. The attitude, certainly an attitude adjustment. But Tiz and McKendry had a yardage, and if he just gets his eyes up, and he had two bodies on his outside there. He just had to tip on, and they're in daylight.
Yeah.
Foreign.
I think that's the thing too. When you're a bit of a losing streak, you probably lack that little bit of confidence to maybe throw that pass or. But no, you're right there, mate. You probably should have thrown it.
Foreign again, putting in the kick. Penny's in trouble. He's got to play at it now. He's got to kick it dead. Well, he thought for a moment he might have been able to attack the ball.
Put the mocker on him, telling him.
But now it's going to be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, it's it's a thing we spoke about, building pressure, Pete. It's Kieran, sorry, not Liam Foreign, sorry. Just building pressure. When you build pressure, you don't have to score for every set. You just build pressure. Just keep building pressure. Pressure, not points. And the points will come. If you continually build pressure at this level, at any level, you'll get the result in the end.
This is it on the replay here. Just got himself in a bit of a tangle, didn't he, Penny, here?
It's those long legs of his.
And then all of a sudden he thought, I better get the right boot to it. So goal line dropout. We've had 20 minutes of this match, and we are locked up at 4-4. Sunday afternoon football coming live out of Cessnock here today. This is Tui Atu.
Great young kid too, Pete. Local boy, mate. Very intelligent boy, actually. Went to uni or something in Sydney. Very, very intelligent boy. Played Ron Massey Cup the last 2 seasons. Has come back to Cessnock, mate. It's only 21, 22. Got a massive future.
So that's Dimmick. Came across a few seasons ago from Macquarie. Back on the inside. Oh, Williams has gone without it.
Yeah. I was up there for Willie. I think he looked before he caught it, and had Sooners in front of him.
That's a massive let-off for us too. Like you say, they're building a bit of pressure down here. That's a massive let-off for the boys.
Just going through yesterday's results in the Newcastle Rugby League. The Curry Bulldogs came from 14 points to 4 down to beat Lakes by 20-16 to keep their finals hopes alive. In the other game, Macquarie overpowered Maitland 42-18 to leapfrog Lakes into the competition lead.
Macquarie are on fire. They're going so good.
They're led by Gal. Blake Allen's form this year's been ridiculous. Again, in the final, as well as his form, he's been with Macquarie, but his form for 3 weeks for me was outstanding and rewarded with a country jumper and much deserved for Gal. I know he's loose and he's hates coming off. Gal hates it, and mate, he's been outstanding this season.
Mate, what about a few weeks ago? We'll just stick with the play here because they thought they were through. Jarrett's just put it down on the halfway line. I think it was week 3 when you were playing on the Central Coast.
Yes.
He jumped back in the car and played for Macquarie up in Maitland.
Yeah, that was madness, mate.
How good was that, mate?
Even though we I'd like to see Jerome Wilson just carry the football into collision, mate. Mate, we know he's got the silky skills, but I'd love to see him play through the line maybe at times as well.
Just tuck it under his arm and go forward, mate. Like you say, he's huge.
But just on Gal, he done that when we played the Tigers at Murray Breen, and he was, even though we won 60-0, but mate, he's was very physical, and to jump in the car and do that was, but that's Gal, mate. He's a country boy.
Breed him tough, that's for sure. Just like these Cessnock Gal winners going forward here. Filippo takes Wilson. to bring him down. Right on the 30-metre line here. 4 all, thanks to topbetter.com.au. Centre of the field here. Which way will they go? They work the right-hand edge.
Great tackle.
10 metres in from the eastern touchline. Dimmick. That's Halad. Are they about to come to the commentary edge? That's where Foran is positioned. He's got the ball. Kicking back to the right. Will it hit the post? No, it won't hit the post. Cleaned up by the Butcher boys. Well, they read that, the Butcher boys, Josh.
Yeah, big R. Kelly. I don't know if he was having a blow in the middle there or if he read it well. We'll say he read it well and he was just hanging around for the banana back inside.
Yeah, but I still think I might be a bit old school, mate. I just look to run that in. Again, we'll talk about building pressure. You know, they're chasing points there back to the post. Certainly get the footy. If they run it in down this side and run it in and make them drop out again, they're just continually building pressure.
I think so, mate. Especially the boys aren't coming. Well, they're coming out all right now. I think just hang on to it. That's 2 sets in a row. They've spilled it. Yeah, like you say, Cessnock looking to probably build a bit of pressure there rather than looking for that one. But anyway, I'm not complaining about it, mate.
Not a bad kick off the boot. Straight down to the 20. Brent Mendyke again, the leading point scorer in the Newcastle Rugby League with 62 competition points. Phenomenal effort to be up the top of that ladder midway through the season. This is Chris Pine, cleaned up by Bernstrom.
Young Mendyke, mate, comes to the lower grades here, like I say, and he's got his opportunity this year and took it with both hands. And leading point scorer, it's a credit to the kid.
So not too many penalties as we go back down to the touchline, but we've seen one there, Josh Nelson, thanks to Benedict Waste Recycling down there for Bar TV Sports.
Yeah, mate, just a little bit of a niggle in the play the ball there. I think probably just holding on a little bit too long, looking to slow the momentum that the Gowies are building, mate. These big packs sort of rumbling forwards. The boys just looking to slow it up a bit. Young Brendan Menzies there, a little bit eager. But, no, mate, the boys are hanging in there at the moment.
In the NRL, Newcastle leading Canberra by 24-14 at Hunters Stadium. Here's another penalty we just spoke about not having many blown from the whistle of Aylett. We've seen 2 in 30 seconds.
The Cessnock crowd absolutely loving this too.
So they take the tap. They're about to roll it forward. That's Noah Easton.
Central Coast boy Noah. The ball's come out. Let's play on.
Let's go play on.
Barber within 3 metres of the goal line. The Goannas go from dummy half. Dimmick, can he get there? He can. He made it look simple.
I think he's done that 3 or 4 times this year, young Josh. He's done that a few times. So
he's crafty.
Yeah, blokes at marker there just go to sleep and he'll bite you all the time.
Well, we're about to have a look at the replay powered by Top Better and just keep an eye on the Butcher boys on their own goal line. They were trying desperately to come off their line. And then Dimmick, well, he just threw the dummy and went over.
Yeah, the boys on the outside flew up. I think they saw there was a bit of a threat on the right there. Absolutely flew up and forgot about Dimmo. He sort of slipped through.
Over chased on the outside and they're worrying about the bloke with the footy.
Like you say too, he's scored a hatful of those this year, Big Dimmo. He just sort of pretty crafty. He's sort of 5 metres out. He can sneak over. He can barge over too. He's not a small boy.
No, it's good. It's good to come away with something there. We're just concerned. We're just building pressure, build pressure. Build pressure points will come. We keep doing it, but it's good to see we got something from that end.
See if we can hit the other up right now.
Taking his time in the setting Sunday afternoon winter sun. 13 minutes remaining. Hits it. He's got it. Let's go down to the touchline. Josh Nelson's down there for Benedict Waste Recycling.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd give the other upright a test there, see if he could get that one as flush as he got the last one. But, yeah, mate, Cessnock, like Toddy's saying, just building that pressure. And that was a pretty soft try, to be honest. So look for a reaction for the boys here. Try and big set in D, and then see if they can hang on to the ball when they've got it. They're killing themselves.
So we're back here with Tom McKenzie on Sunday afternoon football. Drills it deep, and they're on the bring back mission. And they come storming back into 4 Butcher boys, and they drive the Goanna back towards his own goal line. One of them in there was Jacob McKendry. Taking it forward now, it's Corey Barber.
Great to see Corey back in the middle too. Well, Joshy mentioned it earlier. I much prefer him in the middle than on an edge. I think he's been educated through the Knight system to play middle, and I think that's his position.
He's definitely middle, mate. He's a big boy. He's been that big since he was about... I've grown up sort of playing against Corey. He's been that big since he was about 14 years old.
Yeah, true, mate.
But no, I agree, mate. He's a middle. He's got a good engine on him too, and a little bit of footy in him too. So
got some nice tough stickers too.
Unreal. That big tribal on his right arm. I love it. Not a bad bloke either. Big bars.
Foreign. He says, let's go to the air. This may split fullback and the winger. Penny. He'll have to play at it. He's got traffic in front of him. Great tackle there.
Tackle.
Josh Dimmick picks him up and drove him sideways. This is Cameron Anderson. In to replace Bamblett. I think you'll find. Here's another one. Williams. Head of the match.
Great defender, Brendan Williams. Singleton boy, tough boy, country boy. Can hold his hands up in defence, but...
That's the 30-metre line. Wilson takes 4 of them to pick him up and slam him back first.
That's a great set after points.
Yeah.
Look for the kick here.
Really good
set.
set.
Drill it out here to Orchard, I think you'll find. He's got speed, he's got pace. Got a bit of cheek too, which we love from a winger.
Yeah, he's nice and tough, Cal.
He's got a good set of teeth too, Cal. He showed everybody on Thursday night.
Hasn't got many left.
He's got 2 on string. And they're his front ones.
Yeah, he hasn't got many left, Cal. Wouldn't fight him with the shovel, I tell you.
That's Hugo. Straight to Calder. 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Here, Wilson.
Good shot.
He's playing big minutes, Big Jerome.
He hasn't been off yet, has he?
Yes, 30 minutes, 29 minutes. He's still shuffling, but he's there.
That's a good kick.
So Pines chasing along with Williams. Penny's in goal. Wow.
Josh, you might agree with me, mate. How was that 7 plays?
What's
the ball's crawled over the dead ball.
By about an inch.
And Central get rewarded by 7 plays when the ball rolls over by an inch. It just, to me, that's not what the rule was designed for. To me, that's not a mistake. That's just, you know what I mean?
I agree, mate, but I'm not complaining as a butcher boy. I'm not complaining at all.
At all levels of footy, but you just see the ball roll over like that. And I just don't know how, the other side gets rewarded.
Yeah, and Timmy's took a gamble there too to let that go. Like it wasn't a bad kick by any means. I agree, mate. It's a funny rule, but I mean, the game's full of those. The boys have spilled it again.
Mate, we need to continue to put points on. Central have dropped a lot of footy, especially out of yardies. They're dropping at the wrong end. We've just got to capitalise on this now and put some points on.
So we'll go to the wide shot. Not a bad crowd in here today. There's the crowd over there on the hill, bathing in the sun as Williams gets the football and runs straight into Calder.
He's called
Lost it though, Josh. Line on one.
He's called a 1-on-1. That's a massive let off again.
So here they go. Chance now for Clackety. Throws the dummy.
Clackers.
He's away. He comes down to Mendyke. And he takes him into the ground.
Unreal. Clackers, fair dinkum. Josh, he'd be about as quick as me, I think.
Here come the Butcher boys. Back to Brown. Now to War boys. He goes himself.
Very impressed with this kid, as I keep saying. I'm probably a little sick of hearing me saying it, but 18-year-old kid. He doesn't look out of place out here.
He's good, mate. He's very good.
24-18 down at Canberra too, Pete. I'd just like to add, Knights are still leading. 24-18 with 14 to go.
It's in the National Rugby League in the nation's capital. Newcastle are up by a margin of 20 midway through that first half. So Raiders clawing their way back into the match. Bernstrom within 5.
How good was Clackers' show and go there?
He's got everything, Clackers.
That's Briley Brown. Short ball, they'll score.
There's a McKendry against his old club. He will be gloating now.
Unreal.
Aylett blows the whistle. 10-8 kick to come. We've got a game here in Cessnock.
Unreal.
As I said, Pete, we had our opportunities down here. Central didn't complete out of yardage, and we get the ball one-on-one stripped and play one, and there's the result. She's 10 apiece with 8 to go, and Central right in this, I'll tell you. They're not going anywhere.
I think, mate, the key is just if the boys can hang on to it. They've just some silly passes they're pushing on the edges here, trying to come out, and Cessnock probably haven't capitalised on them like you probably would have liked to see them do. And mate, good of the boys, a bit lucky there with the one-on-one, and they've gone the length almost. And good try, good line by Tizza.
Riley.
Riles put it on a plate for him as he does.
Riley just played. He won that through his eyes, mate. He had body language to say he was going out the back and played lead. Isolated one-on-one, missed tackle, and the big thing went through. The big Cessnock former Goanna, former Goanna, Tizza McKendry.
I'd say Riles has thrown a few of them in his...
One or two, but yeah, I'm quite surprised how Central are only won one game and had a draw. It's quite
mate.
Bizarre with you go through the
squad
roster
we've got, mate.
Yeah.
It's, we're all scratching our heads, mate, and you know, and you'd think with the, like you say, with the results we've had.
Yeah, there's clackers down the outside now. That's right, great dummy.
Look at that. Jeez, that's nice. He's a classy player.
But he come through the system, I remember him he's down there actually with Garthy Brennan and Stodge in the 20s years ago, and never had the great leg speed, Clack, but he was very, very safe.
Good trainer too.
Yeah.
Great trainer.
Good work ethic.
This is Mackenzie. Can he drill it home? No, just missed it.
That's those blokes on the hill just giving it
Yeah.
there. He's crumbled.
That's a massive let off for us, but that 2-point buffers might be handy later on, as you said, Josh.
Not what you'd call a clinical first half.
Josh, you've just got back from Ireland, mate. What was that experience like playing over there?
Mate, it was unbelievable. I was playing in down south in Cork City, just playing a bit of rugby union. Geez, that's a short kickoff.
We'll get this back.
Yep. Nah, knock on.
They've got it back.
It's a knock on.
That's what. Well, now he's heard you.
Josh has got his pink
I
shirt on.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's probably the right call in the end. But,
sorry, boys.
I would have let that go.
Anyway, Ireland was good. It was brilliant, mate. I was playing a bit of rugby union and did a bit of travelling, and mate, back about 5 weeks now. It's good to be home, but yeah, I had a brilliant time, mate. Just met some really good people, and the Irish don't mind a Guinness or two. So no, it was brilliant, mate. A lot of fun.
So Menzies in 15 off the interchange bench.
Another Central Junior, young men's too. He's Gateshead born and bred. He's one of the toughest blokes. He's 22, I think. Plays well above his weight, and he's one of the toughest blokes you'll ever meet.
Gateshead boys, mate.
He's a Gateshead soldier.
No soft boys from Gateshead.
Deep in the 2290 there down in Gateshead. He's a good bloke, mate. Club, big club man, and he'll be around for a lot of years, mate. He'll have a lot of good years in a Central jersey.
Yeah.
Well, that's Wilson. He brings his own postcode to the game, doesn't he?
He's a massive, massive man, mate. Jeez, he's a presence, isn't he?
Like you say, mate, you'd like to see him just tucking it and going forward.
Well, as you see there, he carries the ball, he takes 3 or 4, he still won the floor, never got put down, and it was a good kick on the back of him from Riley. So
good chase again too, boys.
It's Brent Mentdyke, because he's been at the club right through till, I think, someone mentioned he's been here since he's under 6s. He's played his entire rugby league career here, Todd.
As I said, mate, he's really come on, mate. He's really, really tries his go hard every week. Gives you everything he's got. He's still learning about first grade footy, but he's taken a real fist of it. As this boy is playing the footy now, young, I'm good with names, young Reed Hugo. I played with my son for the juniors, and another really good kid with a great attitude. Gets his second year in first grade as a 20-year-old, and it's great to see these young blokes playing at this level. 18-year-old when I was a kid was you sort of struggle to play first grade, but these kids just keep coming in. Doesn't matter how old you are these days, it's how good you are. So
I remember we played up here last year. Young Reed Hugo, he was massive. He just tackled everything. He carried the ball hard. I think he got a couple of tries. He got players player. Barney Miller was coaching up here, and he got players player back at the league club. He's a very handy player, mate. Very good.
Been a real good kid over the years. He's trouble.
Penny throws it straight to a goanna. Metcalf and the New Zealander. Here they come.
It'd be a good pass to get it around that frame. He's massive.
Foreign giving it wider. Filippo. Back then out of Metcalf.
Oh, great tackle.
Unreal. Was that Tizza?
That was a great tackle.
The human bulldozer.
That was a great tackle on Big Sean.
Easton within 2 metres. 3 to go. We're approaching half time. Stevens goes short to
good tackle.
Metcalf again.
Another good tackle
Very
on
good
him.
read there. I think that was Clackers.
They work the right again. Can they barge?
Jeez, he must have been close there. That Dino again.
Last tackle here. Back to Foran. He's going to kick off the left foot. They're chasing. They're coming through. Oh, did well there. Cameron Anderson. Goal line dropout with 2.5 left on the clock.
Yeah, just, again, Central coughing it out the wrong end as we spoke of again. They passed the ball straight to Big Dan. And Liam, sorry, nearly called him Kieran again. He'd be handy here.
He might end up here the way they're going.
But just continually building pressure, and that's what we've got to do. We've just got to keep building pressure. We've got 2 sets of 6 to go. Give us 2 chances.
And don't forget Chris Adams, our special guest at halftime here. Joined the Newcastle Knights ranks for the remainder of this season. We wish him best of luck today when he went around for the Bulldogs. Do we have a score? We might be able to get our Bar TV production crew to see how the New South Wales Cup side went against the Bulldogs. Coach, of course, was Matt Lantry. Here's the chance now. Great pass from Foran to Hugo. Put away there by Penny. 2 metres away. 1 minute 50 on the clock. Lost it. Happened right down on the touchline, not far away from you, Josh.
Another massive let off there, mate. Sort of did well to get the repeat set and then let us off the hook there. So hopefully the boys can just sort of hang on to it this set and maybe see the half out. That'd be good going in the scores like they are.
Game could go either way. Just no one really wants to take it by the scruff of the neck.
Whoever wants to hang on to the ball.
Exactly.
I think
it's not. The completions won't be high, but that was just, we just can't get to our. We had 2 sets in before half time. We scored. We're doing great, but mate, it's disappointing. We've dropped a lot of footy. Central have as well. So still 24-18 down the nation's capital too, Pete.
Not much in that one. Back here, it's fairly tight as well. Only 2-point ball game separating both of these sides.
Young Menzies, great carry.
Yeah, he's not real tough, this kid. He don't look real tough anyway. I've seen him play actually lower grades. Played against my son, and they reckon he's very, very physical. Demands a hell of a lot.
So inside the last 40 seconds here in the first half, Brown. He knows this ground like the back of his palm.
Always got that left hand. Shows that left hand and the left hand cup of the hand, mate. He'll always run.
Last. There he is again. That went
That
forward.
was about 3 metres
metre,
forward.
Referee got it right 20 seconds after the event. We'll have a scrum here. Only 20 seconds remaining on the clock. So Chris Adams coming up and we go inside the old boys shed. That's our halftime entertainment coming your way this afternoon here on Bar TV Sports for Sunday afternoon football. Little chip and chase. He was taken away from the ball. Wilson penalty. Yes, we could see that a mile away right in front of you too, Josh.
Yeah, fair call. Probably didn't need to do that. What do you reckon? Maybe take the 2 here?
You got to just take what you can get, mate. Take what you can get with the clock gone.
Story of life. Right in front of the post. Right here on game day in the Newcastle Rugby League. The siren's about to go after the kick. So here we go through the go-winners here. Put your money where your mouth is, Josh. Do you reckon he'll bang it over from 35 metres out?
I'll say he'll get it. I don't want him to. I think he'll get it. I'd like to see him spray it, but I think he's going to get this one.
Yeah, straight down the middle, mate.
So Brent Mendai, the leading point scorer in the Newcastle Rugby League. That's why he's the leading point scorer. Bangs them over from anywhere on the park. So it's half time here. It is 12 points to 8. Cessnock leading over the visitors. And half time in the New South Wales Cup. The Bulldogs lead Chrissy Adams Newcastle Knights by 16 points to 14. So we'll keep a close eye on that match as well. But speaking of Chris Adams, we spoke to him earlier in the week. He's coming up next on our halftime pre-game show. But right now, this is the Cessnock Old Boys and a walk down memory lane.
Well, it wasn't a Cessnock football club. It was like West End Slashers.
West End Slashers, yeah.
Those sorts of things, and they played in our own. Well, they played in the Coalfields comp, didn't they? They played against West Maitland. I'm trying to think. West Maitland, Curry. Don't know if Abermain were involved. So that was sort of Cessnock Rugby League.
Never come to the Newcastle comp till
1930.
Yeah.
So I think it might have been Phil Baird, a past secretary.
Yep.
He sort of, in mid-71, initiated sort of trying to get the Goannas not wanting to upset a lot of the old diehards by changing the name.
And that's when the Goanna was developed.
Yeah, so, and it sort of, then the local press sort of picked up on it, and probably 1972
was when it really came to.
And that was one of our golden years. Norm Henderson was the
photo up there.
We won the competition in 72. We actually had a live Goanna on the ground that day. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So how did the name Goanna come about?
The colour.
Yeah, because predominantly they're black and gold, or you know, or
Goanna is black and gold stripe.
Yeah, stripe. So, and they're quite prevalent out around the bush here.
Yeah.
So that's sort of how that got started, and
then of course the golden era, the late 1940s, early 50s.
Yeah. We had tremendous time. Won at 50, 54, 55, and 60. I think it was. We won the competition that year, and with some of the great names. The Donny Schofields, the Barry Levitos,
and Lester Beatties,
the Lester Beatties, you know, and all long-serving players, you know, sort of one-club players, you know, were good, and then we got on again in 60, and
lost it in 66.
66, yeah, that was Donny Schofields last year.
Scoey's last year.
Donny Schofields last year, and when you're talking about some of these blokes like Scully, you're talking about guys that have played. Lester Beatty played over 330 grade games for Cessnock. Scored something like 187 tries.
Yep.
Donny Schofield had one season away from Cessnock, was
52 in Western Suburbs in Sydney and won a grand final.
Yeah, sorry. And then he had another one where he left and
that's from Muswellbrook.
Captain coach in 57 or 8 or something.
58, yeah.
And he ended up making the Australian
side in the World Cup. Muswellbrook.
Yeah, from Muswellbrook. So, but long-standing players. Again, he played. He was just an ornament and an idol up here. It's named out the front.
The entrance, Don Schofield. The hallway here is called the Don Schofield walkway.
Yeah. 70s weren't too bad. We got 2 titles, 72, 72 and
77.
77.
We brought 2 players up from Sydney. Norm Henderson come from St George, the captain coach.
Yeah. And then in 77 we had Henry Tartner. Yeah, big Henry. So we won that there, and I think both times we beat Maitland.
Yep.
72, 77.
72, 77, yep.
Pretty traditional rivalry in the 70s between Maitland and Cessnock, and a lot of good players on both sides.
And that tradition still lives on.
Still
today.
There today.
Yeah,
it doesn't die. Does
it seems to be stronger.
I think it's actually stronger now than the Cessnock Curry one.
Yeah.
It seems to be more filling in the Cessnock Maitland than the Cessnock Curry.
Is, yeah.
You know, so, and it was always, it was a bloodbath, Cessnock and Curry years ago. So.
Yeah.
But I guess also, you know, a success of the club comes down to the not just the players and the coaches, but also the trainers, the strappers, the volunteers as well.
Yep.
It all makes a club.
Yep.
All the time that we've been successful, particularly in the 70s, we had tremendous committee administration, was tremendous. Guys like Brian Davey was the president. 25 years he was president of the club. Finished playing in 1953 and finished being committee man in the 90s somewhere. So like he had 60 years of 50 years of service. But a bloke called Gordon Caddice was
timekeeper.
Me coach Dean Noonan approached me and said would I be interested in just having a yarn with Nathan Brown and Darren Mooney. So I just said, oh yeah, I can come in and have a yarn, and just went in there, had a conversation with them, and yeah, just had some time to think about what they were sort of offering, and then decided to take the opportunity and see how it goes.
So, mate, as you say, it's been an interesting few days. How did you break the news to the players?
Well, we had training on Tuesday. Sort of got finalised on Tuesday that I'll be there for the rest of the season at Newcastle. So, yeah, just pulled in the sheds and just basically told them the process of what was happening and what was going on. And
a great breeding ground, the Newcastle Rugby League, especially over the last few years, of course, with the likes of Nathan Ross and Kerrod Holland.
Yeah, it's been good. You know, it's a strong comp, Newcastle comp. You know, this year we brought the title back, the championship title for just a local championship. And yeah, I had the opportunity to play with Kerrod Holland at Cessnock a couple of years ago, and also Nathan Ross a few years ago in New South Wales Cup. So you know, they're two quality players in their positions, and yeah, I think they're doing good for themselves, and hopefully they get bigger and better as the years go on.
Mate, what are you expecting? I guess, have you watched much of the New South Wales Cup this year? I mean, have you hit the training park with the boys yet?
Not yet. We had an opposed session against them when the rep side played. I think it was the final week before. So yeah, just I haven't seen much footy at all with them. They're not travelling too well. I know that, but you know, you never know what could happen.
I guess, you know, you just don't have to worry about any of that. You just got to bring what you do best to the squad.
Yeah, that's it.
Fantastic. Well, mate, you know, on behalf of everybody in the Newcastle Rugby League community, you know, the production staff at Bar TV, we just wanted to get you on today to wish you all the best. We know that you deserve it. You know, it's your passion, your commitment. It's certainly being noticed by the powers to be, and you go get them on Sunday, and you never know what the future may bring. Good luck with it.
I appreciate it, Pete.
No worries, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Chris Adams for talking to us first on Bar TV Sports throughout the week. He's doing great things. You know, he's up there, probably one of the, well, if not the best hooker in the Newcastle Rugby League competition. And, you know, he's back where, of course, he got his start at the Knights in 2010. He played a few games, I think it was in 2012, and now hopefully he'll be able to crack into first grade in a few weeks' time. That's the intention, and good on him. And the man next to me, Todd Edwards, was instrumental getting him to the Cessnock club, what, 6 or 7 years ago,
Yeah.
mate. You can identify talent.
Mate, 09 we got him here when Adrian McNabb here, and Nabby retired, and we were looking for 9, and I got mail, like I said, I got mail behind him when he was behind Mitch at Wyong, and we made a play and got him here, mate, and the rest is history. He broke his arm, actually, in 09. Got picked for country that year and broke his arm and missed the country tour, but amazing talent. It was just great to see him back in there, mate. I hope he never comes back. And I've probably been selfish, but I hope he stays there for another 3 or 4 years, because he's not a drinker. He doesn't knock himself around off the field. He does on the field, but he's not a drinker. He doesn't party. He's got a great attitude. And
the comp's full of those.
Exactly. Yeah, our comp's full of them.
We've got one talking to us from the touchline right now.
Well, there's a few
Josh
out
Nelson.
There's a few out here in black and gold and blue and white that don't mind a good time, but
his brother Callan will tell you that he taught him everything.
Yeah. Just a tenacious kid, mate. It's just really rewarding. I hope he really does well. I'd be very surprised if he does come back next year. I hope he gets a contract.
Yeah, everybody in rugby league world wishes him all the best. So we're back underway for the second half here. Filippo charges back into the defensive structure. And he's right on his back, on his 20-metre line.
Been reasonably quiet today, Marby. I haven't really seen much of him, Yoshi.
He's had a couple of balls on the short side.
Yeah.
He rolled a nice little kick in before, the one that Timmy spilled over the ball line. And but no, mate, he hasn't carried too much.
No, he's such a presence on this side. And here we go now, Corey.
Barber rolling it over the halfway line. Finds Dimmick. Foreign.
Halad. Another one that's had rugby league experience in Sydney with the Panthers. Going back a few years, that's Metcalf.
They'll lock that ball up.
They're letting them run.
Yeah. Big Jerome's still on there.
Gee,
Josh, I don't think he's been out. I don't think he's been out. Yeah, I think this is full. I think he's played a full 40.
Josh, will come to you after the kick to see what both coaches have had to say at half-time. Here's the kick. Diffused brilliantly at the back out to the 20. Let's go touchline. Let's find out what the coaches had to say at half-time. Josh Nelson.
Yeah, mate, I think the message from both camps will probably just be complete. I think Cessnock completing at about 60% and Central at about 50%. So I think the message from both coaches will just be, whoever wants to hang on to the ball and grab this game by the scruff of the neck. Sorry, it's probably theirs, mate. So yeah, both sides just sort of complete and get through your sets, build a bit of pressure, and yeah. Probably come away with it. Oh, Jesus.
Daniel's just thrown him down, ragdolled that young fella then. Young Tommy
Tommy
McKenzie. Just ragdolled him, and through the power of Daniel, he's dropped the footy. That's not the first time I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
It's the material in that shirt. Had a tough time there. That was
just on Sean Metcalf, boys. Not a lot of people know he was at the Warriors years ago, and from all reports, was the strongest. Daniel
lost it.
He was the strongest pound for pound at the Warriors.
Jeez,
when
that
he was
surprises
there.
me looking at him. He doesn't look like he's that strong. That's surprising.
He's, yeah,
he's the size of a house.
Yeah, you wouldn't fight him with a shovel again.
Oh,
Another one.
Stop. He's absolutely massive.
Yeah,
We've got a lot of players out here today that have come across from the ditch.
Yeah.
It's good, mate. It's why our comps are so strong. We're pretty lucky that we're able to attract, talent from all parts of the state, and like you say, across the ditch and stuff, mate. And it makes the Newcastle comp what it is. It's a really good standard of footy.
Always get challenged physically in this comp, mate. Always, no matter who it is.
Corey Barber looking, wasn't he there, Josh, for Metcalf?
Really good line there by Barbs. He does run a good line when he's on the edge.
4 and again, up quickly. They've lost it right in front of the goal line. Referees call it back.
Is that a knock on, Josh?
Yep, 100%, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt about that one.
But yeah, I didn't think it was. But anyway, you drop the ball these days, but at all levels, it's not just local.
It's not touch footy, isn't it?
It's just you drop the footy, mate. She's a knock on. It's I don't think it was a knock on, but anyway. No, it probably was into his leg, but anyway. Pink's called it, mate. She's knock on.
Best ref in the comp.
Yep.
Look at those sevens there.
Yeah, a couple of handy boys there.
And Forum and also Riley Brown. So Brad Calder plays it as Hugo got off him. That's Brett Jarrett. Tackled there by Josh Dimmick.
One on the ground there. He's all right.
Yeah.
They're passing the 30-metre line here. We're live from Cessnock. Downtown Cessnock. This is Wilson throwing it out the back.
Jerome again. He's just got
to
to
Menzies. Here he is again, stepping, weaving in his man bun there, Josh. He wouldn't have been to the hairdressers in quite some time.
Silky man bun.
Outstanding.
We call him
bun.
Pantene. He's he loves it. It's like it's always just thick.
God, I'd love a hair bun. I wish I had the hair to have it.
Cruz has got way better hair.
I'd part my hair in a circle, Joshy.
So the go-inners here. Trapped inside their own half. Launching their way close to the halfway line. That's Reed Hugo.
Handy, very good footballer.
Reed Hugo, of course, I understand that Craig Miller gave him his chance a few years ago, and he's taken with both arms now to, be a fixture here in first grade.
Oh, dodged the bullet there. I think it could have been six
to go easily. Could have gone either way.
So 4, and I think you'll find Mendai might be in front of the kicker there, but will play on. Oh, great tackle anyway from Williams.
And he was in front.
Got him, you got him.
Jeez, Pete, you're sharp.
Very good, Pete. Pistol Pete from distance. You can't beat him.
Have you got your refereeing tickets? You should get a pink shirt next year, I reckon. Get yourself out there.
How do I get one of those? I wouldn't mind one, just wearing on me walk down,
They give them to anyone, mate.
Do they? I'll line up. This is it here. The kick here, Todd, as you can see on the replay. Mendyke there was just a fraction in front of Foran.
Yeah, he probably was, mate. Yeah, he's got Brett Mendyke. I thought he was going off at Brendan Williams, but Brendan was just behind him. We keep saying it's in the balance, and it's spot on. It's just really like there's limited atmosphere out there. They've got to create their own atmosphere, and someone's just got to take it with the scruff of the neck. It's going to probably go to the wire, but it's a funny old game of footy. Very impressed with this big thing. I rate this kid of is it Bergstrom, Sammy Bergstrom? He's a big unit.
He carries well, mate. He's got, like you say, he's got a little bit of footy in him too, and he's tough. He gets through plenty of work. He's coming off now, but he does get through plenty of work.
Rowan's back on.
Big R. Kelly.
Kelly, I like it.
Ignition.
Look for the pass. Oh, it's gone backwards.
So
Woodbury.
Touchy's called that back, and
there's got to be a knock on
Tommy
him
said,
there
play on, sir.
There's got to be a knock on him there somewhere.
So Clackety finding Riley Brown.
Tough catch.
Good luck. What a catch!
Unreal. Jeez, that was a great take.
That's a very, very good take. Young Brett Mendyke. Outstanding in the air.
Brilliant stuff by Brent Mendyke. He's the leading point scorer in the National Rugby League. Oh, well, Newcastle Rugby League. Speaking of the National Rugby League, oh no, the Raiders have gotten up 29-25 in the nation's capital.
Spewing.
Newcastle are up, 22-0 and got done.
22-0 half an hour in.
In Golden Point.
It's a tough one for Brownie to swallow that one.
So Foran kicking it deep, straight down to Tim Penny.
Jeez, that's high.
Brought a penalty.
I told you, Aylett's the best. He's a gun.
Another result yesterday, if you haven't caught up, the Bulldogs came from behind by 14-4 down to beat Lakes, 20-16, and
That's
Macquarie.
That's a great win.
Well, I mean, we were up there at the game, and they scored a try with about 5 minutes to go, but they denied that try, and then they came back and got a try with about 2 minutes left. So a great win, and it keeps their semi-final chances alive now. Curry.
I actually spoke to Chrissy Adams last night on the phone, and he was extremely frustrated. He was at the game as well, and he was very frustrated. He said they had their chances, but Curry were too good.
That's a good win, mate. The way Lakes are playing this year, that's a seriously good win for the Bulldogs there.
So Brown, can he come into his own? We know he's got the experience, most experienced man out there for the Butcher Boys this afternoon, along with, I guess, their captain and their coach in Rowan Kelly. So they're going to grubber this with a bit of force down to the Goannas 10. And this man has had an absolute whirl of a game, their fullback in Brent Mendyke. Now this is Cal Orchard, another one of the locals, coming in off the wings. Sandwich there by 3. Quick play the ball, though.
That's nice.
Dimmick scoots from dummy half, picks up 10, 15 metres before Menzies combines there with Jacob McKendry.
On the treadmill there, Big Dimmo, he wasn't flying.
No.
He's definitely built for those 5 metre passes.
He's got out. There was nothing there, was there?
On the treadmill, the big fella.
So Josh Nelson down on the touchline, and Todd Edwards, the Rebels coach, in the broadcast box here this afternoon on Bar TV. Great to have them both. Wealth of knowledge and experience in the box. Back to Foran. He's going to kick away now from Penny. Woodbury collects it. He's got
good feet.
Pine in front of him, brushed him off before he can't get rid of Brendan Halad.
Very good play, young Joey Woodbury. Mid-season transfer to Central, and Joe coming through the system here with young Rob Tilliardi at the same time. And big, tall unit, mate. Very, very safe.
So the game.
Sammy Collins.
In the balance here.
Like a young Mark Tukey carting a pig here. He's a cold hero, Bruno. He wears the big four. He just dusted the four. We were hitting him up the other week. He said, "Where's the forearm guard gone?" He's been wearing it since he was about 12 years old, and it's gone, and he dusted it off. I think this week might be the first time it's come back. He's a legend, Sammy. He's very, very funny fella.
I thought Central went the wrong way then. They could have come back this side. The numbers were here. Cessnock had one of their front rows at 3. They should have come short.
So War Boys was under pressure there, but managed to get back up and put in the kick downtown. And Mendai again.
Beat
1. Look at him go. Josh! Oh, this will bring a Roar from the crowd.
Here we go, the boy. It's on.
We'll have a look at the replay.
I think that was young Aussie War Boys that clipped him high too.
Yeah, it was just it was reflex, mate. It's just I don't know, the kid obviously didn't mean to do it. He just got him with feet and he just threw an arm. Oh, yeah, it wasn't great. Got him under the throat.
That tackle was never low in its life. That was honking.
Got him straight under the mat. Great, but yeah, you probably got to pull that up. But yeah, you got to push the back and exploded. Chrissy Pine was in there pushing and shoving.
Yeah, fair play to Aussie too. He backed himself, mate. That's that's good.
Reputations don't matter to young Isaac.
Nah. And the crowd's into it now too down here, boys. They're seen a couple of half full cans of gold coming over. Yeah, they're into it. It's good. That hill, they're getting fired up on the hill. I can see.
Don't get many gold cans over there. I don't think. Joshy, the boys are on the full strength over there. I'll tell you.
No half full ones either. I'm sure.
No, there'll be no half fullies. They'll be full of water.
They've been here since 10 a.m.
It's a long day, long Sunday.
So what is Aylett going to do here? Foreign.
He's got the wrong.
He's got the wrong bloke.
He
He
hasn't even got.
Big Bruno Collins is going to get the wrap here.
So here comes Sam.
Sun's in the touchies always, mate.
Yeah.
Are we able to have a listen here to Aylett?
I think Riley's just telling him politely that it was Isaac Warboys and not Sammy
Yeah.
Collins.
So the penalty comes to Foreign, and Foreign doesn't muck around with it. And what a kick for touch there. Todd Fire untouched, 30
really,
out.
Yeah, need to, if we don't score, mate, we need to keep them down this end, mate. Keep building pressure down this end as Big Dan carries it into collision. Takes 2 and 3 with him. And for the boys that have just texted me too, I think you swallowed 5 sheep, not 4, Big Dan. He's a massive human. I don't know who sent me it, but thank you for that.
Yeah, don't name him on the air, mate. Jeez.
So Dimmick away to Foreign, now to Sean Metcalf. This is Corey Barber, only 5 metres away. Back to Dimmick.
Menzies rushed up there.
A lad taken to the ground by Collins.
I thought he lost that, you know, Joshy.
Yeah.
He had a low carry.
Yeah.
Dimmick to Foreign. That's Corey Barber.
Good set so far.
It's the last tackle here. Back to Foreign. He'll kick. Penny's in trouble. Can he get back?
Oh, well done, Timmy Penny.
Through his speed, mate. He's just so quick across the ground, and that's just because of his lacks physical size, but he's so quick.
Jeez,
this kid's in heaps of strife.
Look at this.
No, they weren't.
Take a look at this. We'll check the replay.
Controversial.
Yeah, Dan Metcalf, I don't think was square, and he's just picked man-eated the kid back in the goal.
Big young Spider Anderson too. Cam, he's another young fella. He come through the grade last year. He's a great young kid. He's a serious player. He's probably just lacking a couple of kegs that he'll sort of build on as he gets older. But yeah, there's a bit of a mismatch there. Metcalf on spot.
Yeah, he's going to throw most blokes in goal there, but he probably jumped the gun too. Hang on, Tommy's kicked this into row 6. No.
Nah.
Mate,
Zeb Dunstan's with it.
Corey Barber's gone to the right edge here, I believe. I think that Marv's come off. I think he's got an injury, I'd say.
It might be a bit quiet, like you were saying, mate. He might,
Corey's gone back to the right here. I know he loves the right, but he loves the back row. But I still like him in the middle.
So Brendan Halad playing it back to Dimmick. Foreign. He'll get it back here. Spins it to Metcalf. Steps, weaves. Wrapped up there from Mackenzie. 12-8 on Sunday afternoon football. They're getting closer. Metcalf.
Oh, they got him to held him up.
Jeez, that's
good
great
defense.
strength. Sammy Collins, Aussie War Boys, Brad Calder in there. That's a great tackle.
Last tackle here. Foreign. Oh, he had his time over again.
What happened there?
He just went to run it in, mate. It's hit the legs of Central, and they've dived on the footy. But idea was right to lose the footy over and 10 metres out. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's better than kicking it over the back and getting 7 plays.
Yeah, absolutely. We've still got to come out now.
Yeah.
So they come out to the 30-metre line as Penny spins it back through the middle to Brown. He offloads the pass.
Big Tezza Collins.
In 16. on his back. Well inside the 40, that one, but it goes straight down the guts of the field. And Mendyke, like he has all afternoon, takes it back. What a nice tackle, though, from Cameron Anderson on that occasion.
He's been really good, young Cameron Anderson. I think, again, he was another one of the... I think he's a similar age, played against young Reed Hugo all through juniors, and mate, great to see these young kids come through.
Central Junior as well, young Cam.
Yeah, as you say, Josh, he's not a big kid, but got plenty of ticker.
Yeah, skillful. He's very athletic too. He's seriously quick and good under a high ball, and probably just lacking a couple of kilos, mate. But he'll get that on.
I'm just trying to look at the shape of Cessnock offense. I know Liam's obviously playing 7. I don't know who's 6.
Metcalf was in at first receiver for a couple of plays on that last set. But
I think obviously Liam's playing on the ball, pretty dominant around the footy, and both sides of the ruck. So they're going in with one half.
So Noah Easton.
That's a bad injury there. Hyperextension, I think, of the elbow.
He's playing on.
Yeah, tough boy.
Foreign. Great passing game. Demonstrated there to find Hugo. Here he comes again. Under the pump here, the Butcher boys. They're over. Robert Tuiatu. He's under the post.
Yeah, Liam just...
And just that's that pressure you were talking about before, Toddy. That's, couple of back-to-back sets, and then the boys probably not coming out. Pretty average kick, and Cessnock starting to set in a pretty decent position, and just too many big bodies going at the line there.
Yeah, well, Liam just screamed down the left, isolated one body, come back to the middle, and just threw a nice miss ball. Missed 2 guys, and just had a good lead runner isolate one-on-one under the sticks. And young Robert's done well to hang on to the footy, actually. It was a tough pass. Yeah. He's gone scouting to the left, nothing happening there. He's come back to the middle with just what we call the rhino shape here, and he's just hit a great catch.
Serious pass.
Great ball and a great catch in collision, and that's really should go on with this. If we're fair income about doing some things maybe during the year, we probably need to go away from Central a bit here and do it comfortably. But as the game's shown for the first 60 minutes, it's not like that at all.
No.
Just looking at Mickey Burns down there on the sideline too, Joshy. An outstanding-looking physical presence today, Mike.
We call him the physique.
Yes.
He's some man. It was funny, he marks our field sometimes at St John's, and there was a big divot in one of the touch lines where we sort of figured out he might have dropped a bag of frogs or something while he was marking it and sort of bent over to pick it up. But Burnsy's actually a legend, mate. He does a lot of great stuff for our club too, and he takes all the grief we give him with a grain of salt too, so he's good to have around the place.
He's a good man, mate. He was our manager at the Knights when I was down there years ago, mate. He's a good fella.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Why?
Here's a chance down the touchline. Look at them go. Support left and right. Barber takes on Penny. Penny picks him up and drives him sideways. What a shot.
Boys, I've seen a few good things in my day, but Corey Barber in full flight down a sideline, I've spilled it.
Corey
Barber.
That's since spent under 10s, I'd say, since the last time.
Streaking away down the sideline.
Let's do a poll. Do we want a replay of that run? Hands up.
The whole of Australia wants to see that again. That was unbelievable.
I can't see Josh Nelson down there. He's left smoke in his wake. Look at this.
Have a look at this.
Athleticism.
Look at this shot. Up
Timmy
and over.
Great tackle too.
Handled that really well, the one.
Well, this game's had
on the back
of everything.
On the back of that great run, but when we turn it over on the next play, it's just...
That's how the game's been, mate. It's just been no one wants to go on with it. Do a couple of good things, and then no one really wants to go on with it.
So Jacob McKendry runs straight into Zeb Dunstan. Of course, his father, Steve Dunstan, watching our coverage from Norway this afternoon. Here's a penalty. Zeb's running.
I'm nearly sure I've seen Swede today. Now,
Is he back?
Wrong. Tell me wrong. If Swede's twin brother might be here, I'm not sure. But if it wasn't Swede, I'm not here. But if he's in Norway, good on him.
Well, he was on Facebook 2 days ago doing 100 push-ups in Norway, so maybe he's back on the 8 a.m. flight.
Well,
how's that? Back in Cessnock.
Get the red eye back.
Yeah. Here's Big Jerome. still like to see him, Josh. He just
go straight.
Even off a tip on, mate,
Yeah.
from another body inside him, just to get a bit wider. I don't know, mate. He's a big boy.
He's put some good minutes in today too.
Oh, what is
Izzy,
that?
what are you doing?
Oh!
Genius is what it was.
Oh, great ball.
Still on for them.
We practiced that one a lot at training, just sort of get that bounce in, try and find the winger.
Oh, no. He's turned it over this time, though. I don't think he practiced that one.
I don't think anyone does.
So 20 minutes to go. 18 points to a 10-point ball game here in the Newcastle Rugby League on Sunday afternoon Rugby League.
Jeez, that was flat.
Metcalf finding Noah Easton. So that's Forum screaming to get it before offloading. That's the halfway line in front of them. That's the afternoon sun setting in the background there on our shot as Foran throws it back on the inside, and they'll kick, they'll chase. But Penny giving it away to his winger, and they hit him hard and with a bit of grunt.
One's left on the deck there too.
Hurt too, Orchard, isn't it? Yes.
Really poor recognition there. Joshy, we've only got one half out there, and Liam gets caught at dummy half. So we've got no one to kick the footy. Tries to kick from dummy half, gets it away, and we get a back row kick in the footy, and that's the result. So bad game management there. But again, it's just, as we continue to say, it's just the seesawing, and no one's just...
it's there. The game's there for whoever wants it.
Exactly.
What was this? It was a 5?
Yeah, just look out for Orchard here. Bang.
I think he got an elbow.
To his teeth. He's only got one.
To his tooth.
To his tooth. He's only got one,
but
on string.
I think he got just one of the boys' elbows, diving, just jamming his head in there.
Down here, boys, he looks pretty crook, eh?
Yeah, he's not
He
good.
sort of hasn't moved yet, so fingers crossed
exactly
he's
what he's
all right.
got, an elbow or forearm.
Yeah. Just drops down, so sports trainers going over there. So we'll have a stoppage in play here with 19 minutes remaining in the match. 18 points to 8. So the local Cal Orchard there in the centre of the screen. This is
Corey.
We want to have another look at this. We've put the tweet out and the fans have responded and the producer has delivered.
Look at that.
Look, that's just...
He handled this well, but Penny, that's tremendous. And
Timmy
a big
Penny
man.
did so well.
It's a big man coming out there. And
A little bit of late footwork from Big Barnes
Yeah.
there too. That was silky. Thought he might have just backed himself on the outside there, but tried to gas him. Penny versus Barber.
Hasn't moved, I don't think, the young fella out here. There's a real concern
Yeah,
for
this is
you,
a worry.
young Orch. He's moving. He's a tough boy. It'll take a fair bit to not get him out of the game, but it's good to see he's moving and getting up, so that's great news.
He'll come off. And the local fans here will put their hands together and say thank you to what he's been able to do for the Goannas here this afternoon. There he is now.
It's. I think he did just cop that elbow in collision there. And, not much flesh, mate.
Nah. Jeez, he's very unwell.
He's
just
not
down here on
good,
the
is he?
sideline, and I tell you what, mate, like you were saying, to take a good knock to damage him, and he's very sick down here, mate. So fingers crossed he's
probably had enough today, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Jerome.
He hasn't had enough. He'll just keep on going until the full-time hooter, Jerome Wilson. Back to now, it comes from Brown. Short.
Jeez, that was flat.
Just a touch flat.
Flat out of the hands.
Yep.
Back to Wilson again, offloading.
Oi.
How good is he?
Big
What
Aussie.
can't he do, Josh?
Yeah.
Foreign.
He's lost that.
The ball bobbled
Yeah, I
out.
thought I heard a whistle too.
So there goes the kick downfield, and Zeb Dunstan will go away and field it. He's got acreage in front of him before the gap closed by McKenzie there.
Big Mr. Fix-It, Zeb. He's back rower. Back row middle for reserve grades. Ended up now on the right wing for the goalies. So I don't know if Central probably will realise. I know Riley will.
I might get the message down there, boys. If you just
but, mate, yeah, he'll do a job, but.
I played against him last week in the Reggie's game. He's strong as an ox.
Yeah,
he's serious. Yeah,
great attitude. Good kid, mate.
Yeah, good player. Very good footballer.
We'll go around the grounds. fairly shortly at Townsend Oval. South Newcastle Lions are tackling Western Suburbs as well today. So that's the halfway line, and that's Foran. He's going to run, now throw. Referee says play on. Williams kicks. They're chasing, but Penny's back there and takes the football. Now we've got a race. Towards halfway he comes. Penny, what a shot. He's run down, though. Who was it? Mendyke wraps him up there, Josh.
That's a great carry by Timmy Penny there. Lucky got a nice bounce of the ball and made the most of it down the short side there. Just sort of trying to emulate what Corey Barber did before. And did a good version of it.
And again, Josh, we're leading 18-8. Do we really need to be running the ball on the last?
Yeah.
Do we need that risk? We just run the ball kick it into a corner, and anyway.
The crowd's going absolutely berserk here after that pass. Questionable offload. The crowd's going absolutely mad.
Penny got away from Foran. There's numbers.
That was forward.
Referee may call it back. He does.
Mate, that ball's just got to be run into the corner down this end, mate. Leading 18-8, just defend our way to victory. Trying to continue to put ourselves under pressure. We're running on the last ordinary kick, and young fullback runs 80 metres down the sideline. So.
Young fullback, he'll be stoked with you calling him that, mate.
He's younger than me.
We've got a score update coming through, though. Western Suburbs leading South 14-6. 14-6 at Townsend.
You'd say West had looked to bounce back after the touch-up they got last week. They were outplayed just about everywhere. You'd look for a big response from them this week, definitely.
In West, they had 9 backing up, which was pretty physical Saturday. Stevie obviously didn't play because of his groin, and had some boys pretty sick and sorry from Saturday. So, but that's taking nothing away from Macquarie, who are outstanding. The form team of the comp and leading the comp at the moment, and much deserving to doing a really good job. Adam Bettridge out there.
Yeah, really good job.
In reserve grade today, Central too good for the Goannas, 26-24.
The first win of the year, mate. That's the first game.
How good was that?
The boys will be absolutely bouncy.
They're loving it.
So we're layering up there.
Give the Prince of Wales a heads up. We'll be coming in hot after this.
Good on them, mate.
Yeah, great stuff.
It's been a funny old year for the Butchers, but the boys are stoked with that one, mate.
Well, South's too good for West, 42-18. And back here in first grade, it's Goannas up by 10.
I think we could go in here. I think it's should be lights out if we go in here, Josh. I think
you might be right, mate. But I'm backing the boys to hold you out and then go 90 and score. Tim Penny again.
He's been in everything, lad. His work rate, great mate. He just goes all day.
I think he's the same every week. He's just he's just so busy. You know what you're going to get from him every week. He's just super consistent.
Metcalf can sniff out a try from here. We know what he can do. Now to Dimmick. They're up quick.
Is that Rhino shape again, boys? Close to the line. Missed ball. Didn't work this time, but.
So back to four. Oh, he throws the dummy. Everyone's fallen for it, and he's done it again. That's his second try to Dimmick.
He's a wizard at that.
Sneaky.
Made it look so simple.
He did, mate. He had a good bit of shape outside him. I think he had, was it Metcalf and Foran, really good shape to his right-hand side. And everyone was worried about that and forgot about him, but he did a good job. Like you say, he's a big boy. He's a good size for a hooker, and he's very, very tough to stop from close range.
Mate, he's a kid that really loves the game. He's a student. He loves the game, wants to learn. As you see here, he's got eyes, always just looking up. He knows what's in front. They overplayed again.
Yeah. Like you say, you've got Metcalf there, you've got Foran there. They're definitely two things you need to worry about. But, I mean, the golden rule, Toddy, you know yourself, mate, you worry about the ball. You've got to worry about the ball first. But Dimo did well there, mate. He recognised the boys weren't looking at him and made the most of it.
Always ask you how he's going. Always ask you things about the game. One thing I picked up with him is he was picking the ball up from dummy half and putting it to his chest. And that's what you don't want your nines to be doing, because they're not going to pass the footy. And that was one little thing we picked up with him. And like I say, his game's better than it was 2 years ago, and he's continuing to improve. So that's good.
Yeah, he's a good bloke. I grew up playing with Joshy out at Valentine, sort of that side of the lake. And like you say, mate, he just loves his footy. He loves the game. He loves learning. And he's another one that really looks after himself too. I don't think he's belting the sauce like some other blokes I know every week. And then, yeah, looks after himself, mate, and like you say, loves his footy too. So, yeah.
You're taking Pete out of the equation here. You and Josh, we might do this from now on. Bucket Pete, what do you think?
Where's he gone?
He's gone. Sideline eye and up in the grandstand. Going well, aren't we?
Can I get that jumper down here? I'm absolutely freezing.
I'm just on the wide camera. You're going so well.
Sun's gone.
Josh.
I'm freezing.
Take me through this passage of play, mate, from the touchline.
Right, so what do we got? We've got Metcalf. He's caught the ball. He's offloaded there to...
Rob Tiliardi.
Rob Tiliardi, thanks, mate. Tiliardi's going to play it there to Dimmock, the try scorer.
You might give Morgan Campbell a run for your money with that. No. Morgan, of course, today is broadcasting the South versus Western Suburbs clash. And, of course, that match will be on later tonight on Bar TV Sports. But it's great to have
could be a chance 40-20 here, mate.
An opportunity here. This can dribble. Can Penny go away and get it, though?
Timmy's cleaned it up there. That was a good eyes up there from Dimmo. There was acres of space there. He just didn't get the bounce.
He's quick.
Jeez, Penny's done well there.
He's quick, mate. Jeez.
Oh.
But he lacks in physicality. He makes up for speed, this kid. He's good across the ground.
Massive heart too, mate. You've only got to take a look at his head after every game, mate. Honestly, he puts his head where you wouldn't put your foot, honestly. He's brave as they come, and yeah, he's seriously skillful player too.
So next week, of course, Central will tackle Lakes United Seagulls. But there's still 11 minutes remaining in this match.
I thought Cessnock played Lakes, mate. The boys were telling me earlier. No, you know all about it.
Oh, maybe. Well,
who we got? Who's Cessnock?
Maybe the program's wrong.
No, you're right. Who's Cessnock got?
We'll get back to that one. We'll just flick to page 6.
Well, the boys are telling me they play
Yeah, the program's gone missing.
They wouldn't know. Players don't know either.
Players. It's all happening.
Fancy listen to players.
Yeah.
Uncle Keith Onslow might know. Hello, Keith. Welcome.
Hello, Pete. How are you?
Good, mate. How's things?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Keith Onslow. You never know what celebrities you find in the Newcastle Rugby League up here in Cessnock, do you?
Who is Cessnock playing next week?
We don't know.
Yeah.
We're all on the same boat. But Cessnock here continuing to roll it forward. Apthorpe.
Young Sammy Apthorpe with a great carry. That is a great carry.
Did you guys know that his uncle is the funeral director down the road at Cessnock Funerals?
I did know that, mate. I played football and cricket with his father, Philip Apthorpe, Sam's dad, and I know his brother. Yeah, I do.
Fantastic. Back there now to Metcalf. He'll kick.
Jeez, that's silky from the big fella.
Woodbury in trouble. Woodbury wrapped up like a Christmas present in goal. Line drop out here, Josh.
That was a great play from Big Metcalf there. He went to the line and dropped it on the boot and got it between winger and fullback, and it sat up in the in-goal too. Gave Joey Woodbury plenty of work to do, and he couldn't get out. So, yeah, he's got a bag of tricks, Big Metcalf there. He's not just a wrecking ball.
Got 10 minutes remaining. It's time to put your thinking tanks together and come up with possibly today's man of the match for the Dus Hunhaus. Of course, our man of the match voucher goes to any number of these goannas, but we'll give Todd Edwards the decision here. But we've still got 7 minutes to go, and they're lining up with Will Halad.
Oh yeah, I've always liked forwards, me, but the Cessnock 7's been really good. He's probably been the difference in the end. He's just a class above. His pass selection's been good.
He's kicked so well.
Yeah,
too.
he's
He's found the grass just about every time he's kicked it.
But as you say, mate, we're still a few minutes away.
Look for the kick. Oh, it's been knocked down there by the Butcher boys, and they come away with it. Isaac War boys in 6.
Das Hundhaus too. I wouldn't mind 50 notes to spend up there. It's unreal. Big pork knuckle and a couple of steins, mate. It's there's one up at Charlestown there. It's serious munch.
He's got Cessnock here for a knock on, I think. I think Big Jerome went to dump it out the back, and the Cessnock hands touched it. I think it'll be a central feed, I think. I think that's the way they've gone, Josh.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. Jeez, Jerome is massive. Like, he looks big on the screen here. He's absolutely massive.
He's played big minutes too.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has had a break. Well, he might have had one. I don't know.
I think he might have come off just before half time and not long after.
Big man.
Cruiser, when he's fit, plays just about 80 as well. He's so good, like from sort of minute 1 through to minute 80. Just good footballers.
So a win today will keep the Cessnock Go-Winners in the top 5. So this will be their 6th win of the season if they can hang on from here. And you can put your money on they probably will, as we see Clackety.
Oh, Clackers with feet.
Turning him inside out.
So we've got to keep winning. If we drop a game, we've got curry breathing down our neck too, Pete. So it's important that we continue to keep winning, mate.
Great shot.
Dimo again, I think.
Dimo and Menzies.
So War Boys.
War Boys absolutely
taken away with it.
Jesus.
So they're causing a little bit of destruction through the middle here.
Might have been a square up for that high shot.
On Brett Jarrett is with it. Don't know what went on in there in the tackle there from the Cessnock player, but might be able to have a look at that shortly as we see Clackety.
Clacker's great run earlier on. Just quickly on Chris Adams too. I just thought of me, Pete. As Riley comes down short and passes to himself.
He's done a 360.
Loves it. Kicks it too at the end of that.
Interesting to see what they do with Chris next week, Pete. NRL's got a bye. Whether he plays, if he plays in New South Wales Cup next week or not, because NRL's got the bye, and I think the Cup still play.
There was an article in the Newcastle Herald that you could also possibly make a return if things go right in September, but Dean Noonan's not going to worry about that. He said they've just got to make it now off their own merit, and he wants to sort of,
I'd say Pooper will have him if he's available.
If he's available, drop him in.
Yeah, he can slot in there.
Yeah.
I'd say Lakes will be there when the business end, mate, when the whips are cracking. And if Grizz is available, mate, he'll be getting a start there. No worries, I'd say.
That's Barber. So Josh Nilsson on the sideline today. We thank him for that. And Todd Edwards upstairs in the box. We'd also like to thank topbetter.com.au, our broadcast partner this year. This is Penny. Look at him go.
Still going.
Still going. Crafty little football. Dynamic man at the back, isn't he?
He's
just
good, mate.
Gives everything.
His brother was a handy player too, Josh.
He used to go all right, yeah. Just ask him. The boys are lost it far out.
One-on-one strip.
JP's good. We have him around the club a little bit too. He comes and does a bit of coaching with our backs. And
great reward if this kid gets there.
Tuiatu.
Oh, he's been great tackle again from the fullback.
Was that Timmy?
That was again from Penny.
Again they go from dummy half. He's in for his hat-trick. Josh Dimmick. What can't he do?
Fair play to him. He saw they kicked the front door down and just kept going. He didn't need to go wide there, Dimo, and he's just rewards. He's had a serious game. He's got through plenty of work in the middle. And, 3 tries, mate. I'd say he hasn't scored 3 tries since Valentine under 14. So
go past him.
Fair play to him. He could be our Das Hundhaus. MOM.
He'd be up there.
Did you say Das Hundhaus? Did you say that again?
Das Hundhaus. I believe it's German for an old wooden ship.
I know a little German. It's just sitting over there.
This is it on the replay. Look at this. He wanted his voucher.
Carry.
Look at the great carry. Look at the prop.
Timmy Penny.
Again. Try-saving tackle around the legs, wasn't it?
Dimo again. Just does them with the eyes. See you later.
Look at that. Reminds me, going back a while, I guess. Remember Luke Prittis in the Penrith Panthers side? Used to burrow from dummy half. He's done a Prittis there.
I think that ball's still coming down that Dimo threw in the air there. Then he absolutely belted that.
So not long to go in the washout catch-up round here on Bar TV Sports. Not a great day for Newcastle Knights Rugby League fans, going down in Golden Point when they were up by 20 with 20 to go. Here's the kick from right in front. He's nailed this one.
Down the hey diddle diddle.
30-8, 4 to go. Josh Nelson on the sideline.
Yeah, mate. Cessnock just running away with it now. Too good. Too many big bodies up the middle. Mate, the boys just haven't been able to hang with them. Similar story to last week, really. A lot of stuff we sort of talked about at training. Probably haven't executed. The completion's been pretty poor too, and Cessnock have just been too good, mate. Too many classy players, and they've punished us.
So we're inside the last 3 minutes in the dying stages of this one. And Metcalf just sends it to the left-hand side. And Tui R2. Look at him go, spinning, weaving.
Did you say he's 21?
22, I think he is, mate.
Yeah.
His legs just buckled under him then, too.
He's in pain.
I hope he's all right.
He's in pain. Four and quickly in there, too.
I hope he's all right. He's been...
See if he's all right.
Burned enormous, too, Rob. Just fell real awkward. It looked like a leg buckled back from under him, body weight. He comes back this way. But he's in some pain, mate. No, it's not a break. I think it's his left. Oh, yeah, I think it's his left buckles.
Someone gets him from behind.
Yeah,
And he sort of goes back on it.
From underneath.
Oh.
Is it that right leg there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you don't like seeing that at all.
Good game, isn't it? Until this.
Yeah.
He's got his right knee bent, but which is strange. His left one's straight out.
Okay.
Weird one.
We might have no idea, mate. That could
Nah. He's touching his left knee, so. There's a Harley. The boys have got the Harleys going. They're just leaving now. They'll be heading straight to Tinklers or somewhere. For a few.
Thought for a moment the Harley might have been coming out to take him off the park.
Yeah.
Hey, the Harley cab. Who needs the Medicab when you got the Harley cab out the back door?
Surely they could get that bike louder, I reckon, Pete.
Here he comes.
Started up on a 20-metre line. That was absolutely roaring.
It's good to see the big fella up on his feet. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's definitely a left leg, ankle, knee problem, lower leg.
He's had a great game today too. You don't like seeing that at all.
It's been enormous, mate. It's really sad with 3 minutes on the clock, and you see the big thing go off like that.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it's nothing too serious.
Yep.
So he's coming off the park here, assisted by his trainers. So we're inside 3 minutes here in our washout clash. And Bar TV Sports will be back each weekend, heading down to the big grand final. Of course, mid-September when we head across to Hunnan Stadium for the second time in 2 years. We got 8,000 there last year.
It looked like a great day, mate. I was actually overseas at the time, but I watched the stream and it looked like a really good day out, mate. I mean, grand final day always is, but looked like a serious day at grand final day there. And obviously, Lakes getting the chockies in first and reserves, mate, would have been serious.
It was a really good day, Josh. As we spoke, 4 or 5 days leading into the grand final, we had a lot of rain, and I don't know if number one would have handled the rain we had, and having it where they had it at Energy Australia, or I still call Energy Australia.
Marathon.
A great venue. Was really good, mate. It was a real success, I thought. I think Newcastle League thought the same.
Yeah.
It's Woodbury. We've got a score coming through, haven't we, Todd, from the number 2 sports ground, mate?
Yeah, the Bulldogs have beat the New South Wales Cup 38-18 at number 2 sports ground this afternoon, which will ring Chris Adams tonight, and I'll find out how he went.
But Ryan Walker on the score sheet there too?
Yes, looks like Walker's name, yeah. Pearsall, the kid Hughes they got from South Sydney. As Central go down the right.
This is Calder, wrapped up right on the 30-metre line here. So 1 minute, 43 seconds left. As we head midway through the midpoint of the 2016 Tui's Cup Newcastle Rugby League competition. Mendyke hasn't put a foot wrong, has he, at the back today?
No, as we keep saying, mate, he's a really much improved kid, mate, from this time 12 months, 18 months ago.
Dimmick coming off there?
Yeah, Dimmo's coming out.
Just about to walk past Josh Nelson on the sideline. We'd like to thank the club of Central Newcastle. And a big thank you to Rebels coach, Todd Edwards.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Pete. I thank you for having me, and I really enjoyed it with Josh. It's been a good afternoon.
That's Foran. As we see now, Metcalf giving it away. Great pass back on the inside. This is Pine.
Jeez, he's strong.
Throwing it out the back. Who's going to kick it forward? Metcalf says, I'll do it. I'll chase. I might even be able to set up a try.
That's got to go upstairs.
Touchy don't like it. Nah,
For
Touchy
Brendan
don't like
Halad.
it, mate.
We're going to go up to the bunker. We'll have a replay here.
Let's have a bunker.
How far off is the real NRL from getting a bunker?
I think we're a big chance. I reckon Burns would be good in the bunker.
Yeah, get Burnsy in there. Hot chips everywhere.
There's Tommy Ayler.
We've got a sleazy $1 million laying around. That's just for Burnsy's hot chips too. That's not even the bunker.
Interesting aside line. Kerrod Holland would have played today for the Dogs against Newcastle Pete too. I believe he was back in the twos.
Yeah, would have been a great contest down there. Hope they got a good crowd there to spur on the boys. But, yeah, good luck to Chris Adams going forward. Quietly spoken chat, but certainly leaves all his talent and football for the park.
And that's it.
And there's a siren in the background, and that's all she wrote. Here in the washout, Cessnock, too good for Central Newcastle Butcher Boys by 30 points to 8. Wow, what do you make of that one, Todd?
Yeah, as games go, mate. Probably wasn't, both cases would probably agree, probably wasn't the greatest spectacle, but in the end, we said Cessnock probably get away with it in the end, and that's the way it turned out. As Josh said, there was probably a little bit too much class, a little bit too much size, and a little bit more footy, and just too class in the end.
Yeah, mate, Central of just not complete, mate. I think that's what it comes down to in games like this, and it was definitely there to be had probably earlier on. And Cessnock just held on to the ball, mate, completed their sets, kicked well, and like Toddy said, mate, just ran away with it. They were too good. They're very deserving too, mate, very deserving.
Who will our man of the match go to?
What are you joking, Joshy Dimmock, mate? It's hard to go past
yeah.
He couldn't score a hat-trick and not pick him, could you?
You score 3 tries.
He was good, mate.
He might need a feed after that. And a pint.
Yeah, big Stein.
Forum was good. I thought Liam Forum was really good. But, yeah, the hooker, yeah. He probably deserves it, mate. 3 tries. You wouldn't score 3 tries.
He'd be filthy. If I saw him after this and he scored 3 tries and we didn't pick him, he'd absolutely spray me. So, yeah, Joshy Dimmock, mate, for man of the match.
I think you're right.
Oh, Josh, fantastic job down on the touchline today, mate. You survived the freezing conditions.
I did, mate. If I do this next time, I'll be getting a jumper off you beforehand. I didn't bring one up today. I didn't think I'd be stitched up like this, but no, mate. I appreciate it, mate. Thanks very much for having me. I've been hanging to get on for a while, so thanks a lot for having me, mate. I had a good time showing about the result, but and Toddy as well, mate. Thanks very much. Had a good day.
Yeah, we had a bit of fun today, and at the end of the day, a great insight of how rugby league works. So I think everybody up at home would have enjoyed that great in-depth analysis, and come back anytime.
Beautiful, mate. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much, Pete.
Appreciate it, mate.
No worries, mate. Appreciate
See
it too.
you soon.
Yes, I'll be always around.
Go put that coat on. It's so hot up here in the box.
Yeah, turn the air conditioner down.
Nice shorts, mate.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a bit of fun up here today. The Go Winners, too classy in the end. They've run out winners by 30 points to 8. We'll be back next week in the Newcastle Rugby League. Until then, it's good night from Cessnock.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks a lot, mate. Take over,